Hello and welcome into Willie Williams Stadium here on the campus of La Vega High School for tonight's final District 12 4A Division II matchup between the La Vega Pirates and your Lorena Leopards. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jared Brown, joined by my broadcast partner, one of the stunt doubles for the 2026 movie Street Fighter, of course, playing Zangief, none other than Billy Rutherford. And Billy, an interesting situation tonight. We're gonna talk about it a lot. Leopards, with the loss last week, unfortunately are not going to be able to make the playoffs. We've looked at every scenario possible. There just isn't anything that would allow them to make the playoffs in this district. So they have a unique opportunity tonight, and that's to do something that not a lot of teams can do, and that's go out, finish the season with a win.
Yeah, 100%, and it's a big task tonight, of course, because it is La Vega. But yeah, I mean, I would think tonight is a night ripe with opportunity, and I think La Vega's probably the old term ripe for the picking, right? Like La Vega knows that they've clinched the playoffs. Like this is probably a game that they could easily overlook.
Definitely. And I think in talking to a lot of people after last week's game, which we're going to talk about here shortly, turn that down a little bit. Sorry. Talking to a lot of folks after last week, I know a lot of the underclassmen were really upset at the way the game finished up. They really wanted to send the senior class out with a win. So still another opportunity to do that this week, maybe not at Leopard Field, but still in a unique stadium. We're going to talk about this more as the broadcast goes on, but this is actually the final game in these stands, in this press box, as La Vega is going to be set to replace all of it starting next Monday. Yeah,
I mean, our sound engineer, Justin Peebles, works at La Vega ISD in his day job, right? And he's told us all about it, shown the plans. State-of-the-art facility coming to Bellamy. La Vega fans are truly going to love what they see.
Definitely. Well, as much as we don't want to do it, we're going to take a quick peek back to last week. Kind of I think no other way to talk about it, but just a heartbreaker for the Leopards. They had the lead by 2 touchdowns going into halftime, are unable to score a point in the second half in regulation, and they drop a double overtime game to China Spring. And this was a game really where China Spring just kind of hung around, did what they needed to do, and then kind of exploded in the second half and used that comeback to ultimately win the game.
Yeah, I mean, on the rewatch, there's about 4 different times Lorena could have really just closed it out. And you got to give credit to China Spring. China Spring hung in there and, just like you said, made the plays when they need to. But most of those were desperation plays. And at some point, Lorena has to – and I think that's one of the things Coach Johnson's working on, the culture of closing a team out like that. Because if you let them hang around, then wacky things happen in this game, and that's what happened last week.
Definitely. And we certainly want to talk about that senior class tonight. We'll kind of highlight them all throughout the broadcast. And unfortunately, kind of as the game was more or less a microcosm of the season, just injuries and kind of calamities here and there just ultimately plagued the Leopards, and they drop it in overtime. Saw kind of a crazy play where there was a penalty on the 2-point conversion. Leopards don't get it, and then the officials decide to mark off the penalty on the next possession. They actually called Coach Johnson on Saturday and said, hey, by the way, we made a mistake on that. And it's one of those things you want to try to fight for your team, but you don't want to do more damage in the moment. And so just kind of been one of those things all year where, unfortunately, Leopards just kind of can't get out of their own way.
Yeah, 100%. And I think one of the things that we definitely have to address, too, is, China Spring has become quite the rivalry with Lorena. And when you lose a game the way the Leopards lost last week, there's especially with the playoffs on the line, right? There's a lot riding on that emotionally. And, I'm really interested to see how this team comes out. Now, this being the last game of the season, you're playing for those seniors. It's going to be a very emotional locker room, Jared. So I think penalties, discipline, all of that stuff, you don't want to see things get out of control. And I think if they can keep this thing tight, like you said, kind of put a little doubt in La Vega a little bit. Maybe it's not going to be as easy as they want. La Vega may not want to play their horses all game long, their starters, and we could see the Leopards have an upset tonight.
Definitely. Well, after losing the heartbreaker last week, Leopards still have a chance to send their seniors out with a win tonight against La Vega. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll look at tonight's matchup with the Pirates. We'll also talk to Lorena head coach Kevin Johnson. This is the Aquanauts Custom Pool and Spa pregame show. You're watching Lorena Leopard football, powered by Rogue Media.
On I'm Rusty Robinson with Aquanauts Custom Pool and Spa, where quality and design makes the difference. We specialize in gunite pools, remodels, fiberglass pools. We've got all the selections here in the office between your tile, your coping, your veneer, top-of-the-line equipment, concrete finishes, and anything else that you need. We've got glass tiles, pebble plaster, top-of-the-line travertine coping, and 3cm, 5cm bullnose, anything that you could want on the pool. We're going to come out to the house, do a 3D design, get everything you need so that we can see your house, your pool, in your yard so that we can make any adjustments.
Syntex Pond, Waco, Hewitt, Temple, and Killeen, here to help you with all your cash flow needs. Bring in all items of value for quick, hassle-free loans or sell them at a fair value and receive the best customer service in Central Texas. From Rolexes to firearms, our experienced staff is here to help when you need cash with compassion and understanding. Check out our Google reviews and come see for yourself. We are proud supporters of Lorena Leopard football. Syntex Pond. We are not in the loan or merchandise business. We are in the people business. Come check us out.
Welcome back into Willie Williams Stadium here at La Vega for tonight's matchup between the La Vega Pirates and your Lorena Leopards. Billy, when we take a look at this La Vega squad, they played a tough non-district schedule, and they are who we think they are. Don Hyde has got another quality ball club. Courtney Parr, the veteran quarterback for this team. Really, one of the interesting things is they didn't have much of a running game at the beginning of the year. They've really come on two guys, Elbert Jones and Benjamin Thompson, kind of a 1-2 punch in the backfield. Both of those guys right around 500 yards rushing, getting it done week in, week out. If they have a good ball game, they can really put a lot of pressure on the Leopard defense.
100%. I think one of the things about a Coach Hyde coach team is they're going to be extremely tough, right? Like they're going to be very fundamentally tough, right? There's a difference between like acting tough and actually playing tough. The structure of both offense and defense, special team, there's a toughness, but there's depth on this team that they haven't had in the previous years. So, like you talk about the dual running backs, even up front on the offensive line, they sub some kids out, and there's not much of a drop off. So, big time test. I look for this La Vega team to make a pretty decent playoff run if they can stay healthy. But tough task for the Leopards, no doubt.
Definitely. And then we really didn't even talk about Jabari Thornton, their all-state caliber wide receiver, going to give the Leopard secondary fits. So just a lot of weapons for Courtney Parr on the offense. We flip it over to the defensive side. Edison King has come on, just a 6'2", 225-pound freshman, 14, 15-year-old kid, at 6 sacks on the year, just really wreaking havoc and really hitting his stride as we get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think that's a very applicable player to highlight pregame, Jared, because the way Jackson Blancett likes to move in the pocket, sometimes he'll bail backwards a little bit and throw off that back foot, and if he does that, he can put his offensive tackles in kind of a bad spot. Right, so I'm sure that's something the coaches worked on all week in films. But tonight may be a night that we need, or the Lorena needs Jackson to step up and climb the pocket more because of that edge rushing.
Definitely. When we flip it over to the Lorena side, Billy, we look at this team. Carson Miller went over 1,000 yards receiving last week. We already mentioned Brody DeLeon over 1,000 yards rushing. Jackson Blancett 2,500 yards passing on the season. Offensively, the pieces are all there. We've just it's almost like that puzzle where you can't quite find the right fit to finish it. Now would be as good a time as any to finally put all the pieces together.
Oh, 100%. And like I can tell you this, the defensive coaching staff at La Vega, they see this as a big challenge because of the things you talked to. I mean, Carson Miller going over 1,000 yards with a one-hand catch last week from Brody DeLeon, exciting play. I mean, this offense has really, for the exception of maybe one or two games, Gatesville had them bottled up pretty good, but has really led the charge and produced really exciting football, right? It's been fun to cover, to watch them go up and down the field. Like you talked about Brody DeLeon, you've had Cal Coates make plays. You got Sloan Blackwell. I mean, you got tons of kids all over Brock O'Clock DeLeon.
Yeah.
You've got all these kids making these plays in this offense. What we've waited for is that defense to kind of catch up, learning a new scheme. They were super banged up. And, the coaches will never use that as an excuse, but when we say banged up and injuries, like this team has had an abnormal amount of injuries at the worst times possible.
Right, definitely. I mean, there are names we haven't even been able to mention this year. Justin Back has missed the entire year, would have been a weapon on offense and defense. We've also had Jacob Vera, a lineman who hasn't been able to play all year after injuring his shoulder. So we've seen just injuries left and right. Hudson Griffin finally started playing a couple of weeks ago, still getting back into the swing of things. So certainly this is a defense trying to get used to a new scheme. They made some adjustments actually against Conley where we saw that work and really played okay against China Spring. Just let their running back kind of have way too much room to run, and that's what created issues on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and from a fan base perspective or even an analyst perspective, the most frustrating thing about this defense is they're often schematically they're in the right place at the right time.
Right.
Sometimes they're a little early, sometimes they're a little late, but like generally speaking, they're in a position to make a play. Just for whatever reason, they've struggled making the initial tackle, right?
Right.
And tonight, I'm telling you, is no different. Coach Hyde is going to go right at those A and B gaps, right up the middle of that Leopard defense, test them early, and if Lorena does not, they're not up to task, we're going to see that all night long.
Definitely. USC had the student body left and right back in the 70s. There's the La Vega left and right, which is just a simple pitch back, but then through those B gaps. So expect to see a lot of that tonight, from this La Vega squad. And we could see a slew of running backs, especially in the second half. Of course, La Vega, and I'm not 100% sure of this, but I'm pretty sure they've clinched the district championship because they beat everybody else in the district, so nobody can really catch them. So will everybody, all of their starters play a full game tonight, or will Coach Hyde try to get some of those younger kids in there? It'll kind of remain to be seen.
Yeah, 100%. And I go back to what I spoke to earlier in segment 1 about the emotional edge, right? And you're gonna have seniors in that Lorena locker room. This is the last time they put on helmets and shoulder pads. And football is one of the only sports that you just can't, like in softball. If you're a baseball player, you can play softball. If you're a golfer, you can still play golf. If you're a basketball player, you can play games at the Y or pickup games. There really isn't any organized full contact football after you get to this level, right? If you don't play in college. So that cannot be overstated. But I do look for one or two of those seniors, maybe seniors that we haven't talked a lot about tonight, to make a huge play. And one of those plays can completely change the momentum of this game. So I'm excited to see which one of the seniors uses that emotion to create a memory.
Well, I know, one of the guys we have talked about a lot this year, of course, missing time with an injury, and that's Trigger Niemeyer. Wonderful way for him to go out would be, obviously having the game of his life. He may have to block. Edison King tonight, and so if he can do a good job there, maybe get out on the edge on some of those runs for Brody DeLeon. But yeah, to your point, Billy, I would love to see some of those seniors really step up, knowing it could possibly be the last time they put on a helmet and shoulder pads in a competitive football game.
Absolutely, and if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, you're an underclassman. It really, and this is a Lorena tradition thing, I'm sure it happens everywhere, but under Coach Biles is a point of emphasis to send the seniors out on a high note, right? And that necessarily doesn't mean a win on the scoreboard, and I can't believe I just said that out loud, but La Vega is a tough test. But what I'm saying is like, go out there and play your hearts out, right? Give it the full 4 quarters. Make La Vega earn it, and make sure when they leave the stadium, they have respect for you as an organization. That's how you send the seniors out, and that's also how you prepare yourself for next year, right? There is no playoffs this year. Everyone knows it. Everyone's bummed. Everyone was expecting that. But what's done is done. Like, this is really game 1 of next season from a program standpoint. Send the seniors out on a high and get to work, get in the off season, and get ready to make the playoffs next year.
Definitely. Love that perspective. Well, fans are in for a treat in the final game in this stadium for all intents and purposes. So we'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk to Leopards head coach Kevin Johnson, get his thoughts on the game. It's the Aquanauts Custom Pool and Spa pregame show. You're watching Lorena Leopard football.
Hey, Leopard fans, looking to build the home of your dreams? Look no further than BAM Builders, your trusted local custom home builder. From foundation to finish, BAM brings your vision to life with quality, craftsmanship, and a team that truly cares. It's time to build something amazing right here in Leopard Country. Call 254-716-9987 or visit builtbybam.com to get started. That's builtbybam.com. BAM Builders, built with heart, built for you.
Leopards and Tractors invites you to save big on their full lineup of new DYM tractors. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a full-time rancher, we offer tractors ranging from 25 to 75 horsepower. Why choose Epperson? They're proud to be the 2024 TYM Dealership of the Year. Come meet their expert team of tractor pros who can help you find the horsepower you need with a deal you'll love. Epperson Tractor Sales and Service, where service is in our name.
Okay, we're now joined by Lorena head coach Kevin Johnson ahead of tonight's game, the final regular season game with the La Vega Pirates. Coach, La Vega's a perennial
What do I love about Yellow Rose? What I love about Yellow Rose is the connections, is getting to meet people and bring joy into their life, take their most important asset and make it more beautiful.
You'll find companies out there that are willing to sell you what you want to hear, but they won't stand behind what they sell you. And Yellow Rose Painting will stand behind that.
For more than 70 years, Community Bank and Trust has established a strong legacy of care and trust. Time and technology have changed. Checking and savings accounts haven't gone away. We still provide home loans, business loans, and personal loans. And we also offer state-of-the-art digital banking options. In a world where banking can feel impersonal, we still believe in one-on-one personal care. Community Bank and Trust, a legacy of dependability.
Member FDIC.
Tough Shed is #1 for a reason. We started building sheds in 1981. Most of them are still standing. That's because our sheds are made to last right here in the USA. Customize yours to get exactly what you want. Then we deliver and install for you. With finance and payment options, you might be surprised at how affordable a Tough Shed is. Design your dream shed or garage at toughshed.com and visit our Waco showroom located at 7705 Woodway Drive near Santa Fe Drive. Dream, design, deliver, install. Tough Shed. Tough Shed is #1 for a reason. We started building sheds in...
Come see us at the Sonic in Lorena, 302 North Frontage Road. Rewards and half-price drinks on the app. Sign up today.
Welcome back into Willie Williams Stadium here for tonight's game between the La Vega Pirates and the Lorena Leopards. We do apologize for the audio difficulties with the interview with Coach Kevin Johnson. I think number one, when we've talked about it, Billy, La Vega is a really good football team. They're a tough, hard-nosed team. Don Hyde has always been a gritty coach, and so talk about they've got speed to burn as they always do, and they'll be tough and big on the interior part. The interesting part that Kevin and I talked about was really about the senior class and a great group of young men, and we'll highlight them throughout the broadcast tonight. But, you know, this is really kind of the first class. I guess they were finishing their freshman year, going into their sophomore year when Coach Johnson took over. So really kind of the first group to go through their entire high school football career with the change in the coaching. I guess the coaching regime. Coach Biles retiring, Coach Johnson taking over. And he's talked about how they've bought in from day one, done everything they've been asked to do. Haven't had the success that I think we would have thought we would have seen with them. You know, tough year last year, and then this year just injuries kind of mounting and never really letting them blossom into who they are. But they've never complained, and just a great group leadership-wise. Again, we mentioned Justin back, unable to play this year, but still there every single day at practice, watching film, helping break down things, really trying to lead this team. Obviously, Brody Daly on another captain who's just done amazing things, over 1,000 yards, now thrown a touchdown pass, done everything else. Carson Miller gone over 1,000 yards for the season. I mean, just a phenomenal year for that young man, making just great catches left and right. And so just, again, a great group. We mentioned Trigger Niemeyer. We mentioned Trey Frosch. Just a lot of guys have really contributed this year. And that's really what he wanted to talk about, is just a great group. Unfortunately, weren't able to win their final home game, but certainly an opportunity to come back and win their final high school game here at La Vega tonight. So it's I think he just really spoke to their character, their work ethic, and that they're certainly leaving the program as good or better as when they found it, and tried to really set an example for how to handle adversity throughout both on and off the field, really, and just really set an example for those younger kids about how to take care of business.
Yeah, during summer camp, when I met with Coach during one of the workouts, he really liked the senior class back then. And, I kind of asked him off the record kind of about his personal expectations as we watched the guys go through hitting drills and everything. And he said he just really wanted the season. He wanted to see bits of development from the program and their habits. Right, and I get a sense that he's seen those things, right? Now, it doesn't show on the scoreboard, right? But, going into camp, you can never anticipate that many injuries in such key positions, right? I mean, just, having Chase Rohde back, you saw the instant impact against Conley and having Hudson Griffin back. And, like, a kid like Parker Bottoms, you want Parker Bottoms to come out here as a senior. He's given his heart out to this program. He plays so hard every week. You want to see him go out on a high note, right? And I think of all I like the senior class a lot, but, like, Bottoms and Carson Miller and, Brody DeLeon, you have all these guys, Justin Back. Like, I want more for them than this season's given them, and I think Coach Johnson feels the same way.
Definitely, and I think the other thing is that we talk about that any coach in Lorena will tell you that what they want to see from their players is that when they leave Lorena, do they become productive members of society? Do they become good spouses? Do they become good parents? Good employees or good business owners? And so certainly adversity, even when the deck seems stacked against you, cards don't go your way, how do you respond to that? And how can you take that going forward and use that in the future? And certainly I think somebody like Parker Bottoms is a great story. Played quarterback most of his career, and then really the last couple of years has switched to linebacker because that's what the team needed him to do. You didn't hear him complain about it. You didn't see him put his head down, just packed his lunch and came to work.
He showed immense leadership. I mean, like, we're not just picking Parker. There's a lot of kids we could say this about, but Parker showed immense leadership this season. And, again, that's a kid that's not used to losing, right? And like you spoke about it, former quarterback. Now you're playing on defense in a new defensive scheme. Early in the year, the defensive line struggled, right? Yeah. And when the defensive line struggles in a new scheme, the linebackers are the ones that take the beating, right? So, like, he had unblocked offensive linemen coming on him, but still found ways, like we talked about, Malakoff found ways to keep the Leopards from committing really, really bad penalties that could have cost them the game. So, and we could say that about a lot of these seniors. But to your point, Jared, I think you hit the nail right on the head there, that this game is more than just football, right? And there's still lessons that I practice and exercise every day about overcoming adversity, and it's either something you build on or it's something you learn from, right? Even when you have success, you just build on it, right? But when you don't have success, you don't sit around and feel sorry for yourself. It's something you've learned something. You've got another tool in your toolbox. And that's what really you learn from playing organized sports.
Yeah. I mean, I think one final point, and then we'll take a quick break and come back with our keys to the game. But, again, we talked about Trigger Niemeyer earlier, but also you had Landon Maness stepping into a starting role as a center. Brandon Campbell getting his first starting role on varsity at guard. So that offensive line, really that entire right side of that offensive line, brand new this year. They've stepped in, they've gelled really well and helped lead the other kids. Hunter Deloney, another one who's come in and had to play multiple positions because of injuries or different things like that. So just phenomenal job all around by this senior class. And the best thing that they can do is set the example for the younger kids to come back and have a better year next year.
Absolutely. And I think one of the things we'll end with is, I know the record doesn't look like it, but this has been a really good job by the coaching staff, the Liberty coaching staff, with all the new pieces, new scheme on defense. That offensive line's gotten better every week, no matter how banged up they are. The receiver group went from last year us being like, who's going to be the guy? Now they've got multiple playmakers because Coach Graves did a great job. Coach Cool, like they've done an amazing job, Jared.
Definitely. Well, I'll tell you what, we are going to step aside for a quick commercial break while the teams have made their way onto the field, and we'll have the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have our keys to the game and be ready for kickoff. It's the Aquanauts Custom Pool and Spa pregame show. You're watching Lorena Leopard football.
Football season, and we can create your outdoor tailgating spaces that is actually a part of your home. Bifold doors that tie in the inside and the outside, and you can gain anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 square feet living space, all while taking in the big game poolside. Call us at Gather & Co. Kitchen and Bath, where we can create your unique tailgating space.
Welcome back into Willie Williams Stadium. Captains making their way out. We'll go ahead, Billy. Let's jump right to our keys to the game.
Yeah, so key number one is all gas, no brakes, and not spelled like the car brakes, spelled like we need to take a break at work. And I think that's a really good testament to it. The Leopards can run an up-tempo offense, really try to tire out this La Vega defense, put a lot of pressure on them. But to your point, Jared, get them out of rhythm, get them out of sync a little bit. I think the Leopards are going to need that.
Hopefully, can force some mistakes, and the Leopards can kind of turn that into big plays. Looking at key number two, one of our favorite phrases, rubbing is racing. And I think when we talk about like a NASCAR race, you kind of bump the guy next to you just to kind of get in his head a little bit. And I think this is a game where the Leopards, if they haven't always tackled well, tonight's the night to hit as hard as you can. Hit La Vega in the mouth every single play. Just try to pester them, try to get them out of their game, try to just throw off that rhythm.
Yeah, and I think anytime you could throw a Days of Thunder reference into a broadcast, I say you do it 100%. And the last one, key number three, is going to be white flag, signals final lap, but not a surrender. This is the final regular season game. We've talked about it ad nauseum, but we really want to see these seniors go out on a high note and create some momentum going into the offseason and into a very optimistic year next year. This team has a ton of talent coming back. We haven't got to that yet, but there's a lot of reasons to be excited about this team. But let's send the seniors out first.
Definitely. So those are your keys to the game. And, we see that white flag. It literally is just the last lap to give it everything you got, not to surrender. So we certainly appreciate everyone tuning in for tonight's Aquanauts Custom Pool and Spa pregame show. Again, Jared Brown, Billy Rutherford, bringing you the call tonight. Josh Beard, our producer. Zach Beard, our camera operator tonight. Of course, Justin Peebles, our engineer, getting us all set up for this final game in this press box. Construction on the new one set to begin Monday. Captains meeting in the center of the field for La Vega. It's number 1, Jabari Thornton. Number 2, Marquay Willis. Number 66, Jaquavion Johnson. And number 76, Zaith Gonzalez. For the Leopards, number 2, Brody DeLeon. Number 5, Parker Bottoms. Number 6, Justin Back. And number 8, Carson Miller. Referee finished with the coin toss. So, Billy, it looks like La Vega is going to defer. They'll defend the goal to the north. Lorena will receive, and they'll defend the goal to the south. So we're going to see the Leopard offense first things here. What would you expect to see from offensive coordinator Jeff Peavyhouse and this Leopard offense?
Well, I think, Jared, to your point, I think we're going to see obviously them try to establish a running game, but Coach Hyde is going to come out to defend that, right? I think you're going to see Lorena push the ball vertically, stretch it, and I know these are all things they do every week. But if I was playing La Vega, if I was the one calling the plays, to your testament, all gas, no brakes. You've got nothing, leave it all in the field, right? If you've got a page in your playbook that you've been looking at but you haven't quite called this year, call it. Because this is one of those games that one play like that can change the entire paradigm of everyone here in the Willie Williams field. So I'm excited to see how the Leopards come out. This group is a really proud group, an accomplished group all the way up through their careers here at Lorena, and a group that's got a lot of young talent too. So if you can send the seniors out on a high note, that tells everyone program-wise what the expectations are moving forward.
Also want to mention Rick Jesperson, our statistician, up here tonight for the final game of the year. So it is the Pirates and the Leopards set to kick it off. That is number 39 for La Vega, Giovanni Esqueda. He'll put it on the tee. We are set to go. Esqueda put his right foot into it, drive it deep. It'll be taken by Brock DeLeon at the goal line. He's going to bring it out. Cut back. He's going to be hit hard at about the 16-yard line and brought down. That is number 6 for La Vega, Caden Rowland. Leopards will have it 1st and 10.
Yeah, every time 14 Brock DeLeon touches the ball, I think everyone kind of gasps because he puts his body on the line no matter what the play is, whether it's an extra point block or a kickoff return. I like the fact he went north and south there, but really nice job by La Vega staying in their lanes.
So Leopards will have it 1st and 10. Believe they're going to spot it all the way out at the 17-yard line. It'll be Jackson Blancett. Of course, Blancett missed the second half of last week's game with concussion protocol. He's back this week, ready to go. Brody DeLeon behind him in the pistol. Now DeLeon will go out in motion, snap back, quick throw out to Trey Moore, the tight end. He'll cut up, hit hard. He'll be across the 20 out to about the 23. It'll be a pickup of about 6 on first down.
And, Jared, I think that's another key that we should look at tonight. The Leopard ball carriers, I'm not sure they've faced team speed like they have tonight. When you carrying the ball, if you do a spin move or cut back to the inside, ball security because they are flowing to the football.
Second down, call it 4. Snap back, hand off to DeLeon, running right, puts his head down, runs over a man. He'll be across the 28-yard line. It'll be a Epperson Tractor first down.
And I love the way Brody DeLeon runs the ball, specifically downhill. I like the pistol look. I like the jet sweep motion. But later on in the game, Brody will give you kind of that dead leg and kind of cut back on that run. So he's kind of setting that up for later in the game.
So we'll see 3 receivers come out to the left now. Now Carson Miller will go in motion. Snap back, Blancett fakes, looking to throw. And it's going to be almost intercepted. Zachary Espinosa turns into a defensive back. Billy knocks it out of the La Vega defender's hands, and it's incomplete.
And it's one of the things last week we didn't really get to discuss as much because the game was so chaotic and fun. But Espinosa's been playing on defense quite a bit late in the year because of injuries. And, man, he has played extremely well from that safety spot and showing some of those skills there, Jared, because that was a bona fide maybe a pick 6.
Second down and 10 for the Leopards. Blancett takes it, rolls to his left. Now he's going to cut back. Somehow makes a couple of guys miss. Can't make another. He's going to be dropped by Jace Wiley-Jackson.
Jared, looks like we have a hold on the Leopards as well.
Well, that much scrambling, you've got to figure at some point it's going to happen.
But you see the athleticism from this La Vega front, right? Like, you're going to have to get the ball out quick, which is what Coach Peavy-House did the opening couple plays. But
interesting call here. It is holding against the Leopards. Don Hyde elects to take the penalty, Billy. It'll back them up 10 yards, but it'll stay second down. So the Leopards with second and about 20, well, second and 20.
And I think that's a coaching decision there that shows a ton of confidence in his defense ability to make a big play, right? I think he knows he just missed a turnover there on the previous down. I think that shows a ton of confidence in his defense.
So second and 20. Blancett and DeLeon in the backfield. Blancett will take the snap, roll left. Now throw back, a little screen. Brody DeLeon has it across the 20. He's caught from behind, back to about the original line of scrimmage, about the 29-yard line. So to bring up 3rd and 10, they get most of that penalty yardage back.
Yeah, 100%. And that play was actually well designed, but the team speed for La Vega just recovered and chased him down. But a really nice second and long play call because now you set up, you still got 3rd and long, but you cut it in half. So really well done execution-wise. But we don't see Brody DeLeon get caught from behind very often, and that's just another testament to the speed they're seeing tonight.
So 3rd down and 10, 29-yard line. Snap back to Blancett. Now he's going to get flushed up into the pocket where he meets a host of La Vega Pirate defenders. Edison King, one of them there. Tristan Tyler, another one. And they'll wrap him up. He'll lose about 4 yards on the sack, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, and every coach that coaches defense says if you can get pressure with your front 4, you can play coverage with your back 7. Even better if you can get it with your front 3 if you're running a 3-man. But that time La Vega rushes 4. The secondary had 7 guys back, nowhere to go with the football, and the pocket collapses. That's just really good team defense.
So Blancett will step back from the quarterback to the punting position. Snap back. He'll put his right foot into it. Look like he got under it quite a bit. It is going to bounce at the Lorena 45-yard line, take a quick roll, and it'll be picked up there by Trey Moore. So La Vega going to have great field position for their first drive of the game, actually in Lorena territory at the Leopards 49.
And that is the one thing about Trey Moore is if you just follow the football, right, you're going to see 17 a lot tonight. He's just always around the football, and that's not by luck, right? That's a high football IQ. Some of your best players just find a way to be around the ball, and that's how Trey Moore is. But excellent field position for a high-powered La Vega offense to start their first drive.
So it'll be Courtney Parr, the quarterback. Shotgun snap back. He's going to hand it off That is number 22, Benjamin Thompson. We'll hear his name a lot tonight. He's going to pick up about 7 on first down, running right up the middle.
And one of the things we haven't touched on yet is how big and physical that La Vega offensive line is, and they've pushed people around all year long. So an embattled group, the Leopard defensive line, playing really good football late in the year, has a tough task tonight, and you see there with a big pickup on first down for La Vega.
Give him 6, actually. Second down and 4. Snap back. Parr looking to throw. He's going to go deep down the sideline. He's got a man. It's Jabari Thornton, but the pass is overthrown. Falls incomplete, and that'll bring up third down and 4.
Yeah, I think the Leopards got away with a little bit of a tug there, but nevertheless, the flag stays in the pocket, and the Leopards have been on the wrong side of those a lot this year, so it's good to see one of those go the Leopards' way. But, hey, third here, and we'll call it medium. This is an opportunity for the Leopards to pin their ears back and get after La Vega here. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to get overly aggressive and get out of your rushing lane, because then you can possibly give up a big play.
So third down and 4. Ball at the 44, snap back, handoff to Thompson. He's going to fight through an arm tackle of Adrian Medina, be right at the first down marker. We'll have to see if it's one of those right foot, left foot spots, Billy. They're going to say he has enough for the first down.
Yeah, the play was well defended at the beginning, but it's just a really nice job of that La Vega offensive line just to keep kind of road grading down the field to give him the 4.5 yards he needed.
So it'll be first and 10. Ball will be inside the 40 at the 38. Preston Powell, Trey Frosch, Ty Hatton, and Hudson Griffin across the defensive line for the Leopards. Snap back. Parr is going to fake the handoff, throws it out to the side. It's intended for James DeGreat. Ball falls incomplete.
Yeah, and that play was set up extremely well just by the Leopard alignment. They had a kind of a corner up, but then they had a safety over the top, but he was probably about 10 to 12 yards off the ball. If he completes that catch, it's going to be a really, really tough task for that Leopard cornerback over there to defeat the block. But nevertheless, the ball goes right through his hands. I think he was trying to run before he caught the ball and maybe seeing all that green space. But second and 10, they're behind the chains now, so this is an opportunity. Normally a running down here, Jared. Opportunity for the Leopards to pin their ears back.
Second down and 10, snap back, handoff to Anderson, running right, cuts back, flag down. He's going to pick up about 8 yards, but Billy, that's kind of in the area where holding is prevalent, especially on those cutbacks.
100%, and generally speaking, you can normally see an offensive lineman standing next to the flag trying to look inconspicuous.
It is holding against the Pirates, and really a good job by backside pursuit from Hudson Griffin on that play. Leopards doing a good job trying to stretch it out. Thompson cuts back in, but the Pirates are guilty of the hold, so that'll back them up 10.
Yeah, and sometimes as an offensive lineman, especially if the running back cuts back or bounces it outside, you don't really know where the ball is, right? So just the hustle from Hudson Griffin there, even though he wasn't really a part of that play, his hustle forced the La Vega tackle to grab him. Big play by Hudson Griffin that won't show up in the stat column.
So second down and 20, snap back to Parr, rolling right, looking to throw. Now he's going to throw it over the middle. It's caught, but Parker Bottoms right there to make the tackle. Jamarcus Daniel on the catch for the Pirates, but a great job by Bottoms to make the solid tackle, Billy, and drop his man right where he caught the football.
Yeah, that is a really smart football player in Parker Bottoms. He baited that throw, but not to intercept it. He basically gave the quarterback the appearance of that being open, that check down, and as soon as the quarterback raised his shoulder, Parker converged on the ball and made the tackle. That's a high-level linebacker play right there.
So third down and about 16, call it 17. Ball at the Lorena 44-yard line. Snap back, Parr looking to throw. He's going to step into it, go deep. He's got Jabari Thornton, who's got the catch. Inside the 20, he's going to cut back, and he is going to go into the end zone. A corner route for Jabari Thornton. He takes it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, and that's, excuse me, Jared, that's going to be a learning moment for the Leopards secondary. Yeah, sophomore Case and Collin there picked him up initially on the crossing route, but I think he thought he had help over the top, which he turned out he didn't. And then Thornton just kept running. Really nice throw. Ball was underthrown, but when your receiver's that wide open, just get it out there to him where he can catch the ball. But initially it was really solid defense, right? So we talk about building blocks as this team can, you see flashes of the talent they have.
Giovanni Esqueda on to attempt the extra point for the Pirates. Kick is up and good. And with 6:56 left to go in the first quarter, the Pirates draw first blood. They lead 7-0. We'll take a break and come back. It's the Syntex Pond broadcast of Lorena Leopard football.
Syntex Pond, Waco, Hewitt, Temple, and Killeen. Here to help you with all your cash flow needs. Bring in all items of value for quick, hassle-free loans or sell them at a fair value and receive the best customer service in Central Texas. From Rolexes to firearms, our experienced staff is here to help when you need cash with compassion and understanding. Check out our Google reviews and come see for yourself. We are proud supporters of Lorena Leopard football. Syntex Pond. We are not in the loan or merchandise business. We are in the people business. Come check us out.
Well, Courtney Parr, 2 for 2 on that drive. Billy, a 4-yard catch and then the 44-yard touchdown pass to Jabari Thornton. Good defense by the Leopards, just kind of let Thornton get lost in there, and he does what he does best and takes it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, and sometimes we say a lot, you just got to tip your cap to the other team sometimes. That was a great call by the La Vega coaching staff because basically you put the most explosive player on La Vega's offense against an outside linebacker, and Casey Collins is a super athletic outside linebacker, but that's not a matchup anyone wants if you're a Leopard, especially Casey.
Kickoff by Escada is going to go 5 yards deep into the end zone. Brock DeLeon watches it sail over his head and for a touchback. So Leopards will have it 1st and 10 at their 25.
Well, and the structure of that previous play, Jared, too, is they actually ran kind of a post concept. They crossed Thornton from the bottom side of the field all the way across the formation, and they ran a post on top of it that kind of cleared the safety. So Casey Collins should have had help over the top. He had underneath leverage. He actually took the underneath throw away. But the eye candy that La Vega showed him with the post kind of drew the safety over the top. So that's not really on Case and Conlon. It's just on a really good offense.
So 1st and 10 for the Leopards at their own 25-yard line. Blancett takes a snap. Quick throw out, and it is almost intercepted. Tristan Tyler obviously watched some film, Billy. He saw that pass coming a mile away. Couldn't quite make the interception, but knocks it down for an incomplete pass.
Yeah, and that's one of those ones that you kind of take a real deep breath. And you're like, whew, incomplete. But what I see from a coaching standpoint is maybe later in the game you show that same look, you pump it, and you let Jackson Blancett run the weak side.
So 2nd down and 10. Snap back, handoff to DeLeon, running right. He's met in the backfield. That is number 18, Jace Wiley Jackson. And he's going to drop Brody DeLeon for about a 3-yard loss.
And it's one of the things I think Coach Hyde at La Vega doesn't get enough credit for is schematically he's going to take away what you do best in the running game. And we've seen it even last year. He will set the edge of his defense. Like, he will find someone out there that's going to set the edge. So I think most of the running game for the Leopards tonight is going to have to be in between the tackles.
So 3rd down and 12. 3 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. Snap back to Blancett. He's going to step up into the pocket now. Tries to take off and run, but nowhere to go. Jace Wiley Jackson again is going to sack Blancett. He'll lose a couple of more back to the 20-yard line. And this La Vega defense is as advertised, Billy. Leopards are going to have to punt it away again.
Yeah, I mean, you've got really tight windows in the secondary. Like, he may have had Kyle Coates come late, but that was already when he stepped up and was getting chased like he had the last donut in a breakfast potluck. But, you know, great defense to start off from La Vega. Again, you see why Coach Hyde took the penalty, putting the Leopards back even further on that holding call. And Lorena here needs to – you know, this is one of those games where if La Vega smells blood in the water early, this one can get out of hand quick. So the Leopards need their special teams unit and their defense to hold serve here.
Blancett in punt formation. He'll put his right foot into it. This time a much better kick. It is going to bounce at about the 38-yard line. Take a side bounce. It'll be downed at the 34. So a good job by Blancett putting his right foot into it, kind of flipping the field and giving his defense a better shot.
And about 30 yards away from the ball, you had number 25 for Lorena, Case and Conlon going up against 3 La Vega Pirates, and he was holding his own. So, you know, I like that from a player. It was nothing dirty. There was not, flag wasn't thrown, nothing to be. It looks like they're going to.
So it looks like there was a penalty. Not sure what the.
Yeah, the referee's mic's cutting out, kind of like if you want to get off a Zoom call, you act like your connection's bad. But it looks like a holding on the Leopards. Oh, no, it was only 5 yards maybe?
We'll have to wait. They're marking it off now. Yeah, 5 yards. Not sure if it's an illegal formation. Leopards kind of do some different things on these punts, Billy, where they send the man in motion sometimes. Not sure if he doesn't get reset or turns up too quickly. But nonetheless, we'll have to re-kick it. So Blancett now right at his goal line, maybe on the 1. Another kick.
Yeah, costly penalty for the Leopards, big time.
So it looks like, see where they mark it. I guess, did he shank that out of bounds, Billy? Okay, he did, and so I didn't see where it went out, but they're going to walk it all the way up to the Lorena 35-yard line.
One of the two things you can't do against this La Vega team is you can't go 3 and out, and you can't give them really good field position.
That's a 30-yard difference from one kick to the next.
Yeah, that's a costly penalty. And that's the details of the game, right? And what you spoke of is a good point, Jared. When you do run some exotic schemes on special teams and punt, sometimes your motion guy will go upfield too quick, or maybe you don't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage. Like, overcomplicating it sometimes has its drawbacks with a mental error.
So Courtney Parr will take the snap. He will hand it off to, I believe that is Benjamin Thompson once again. Thompson tries to turn the corner. He'll pick up 5, but Adrian Medina right there. Also went on the play, Brock DeLeon. So good job by Medina. Came into this game with 81 tackles, Billy, leading the district. And great job by that young man on that individual effort.
Yeah, I love Adrian Medina's motor. Like, he just plays relentless. And I'll give Connor Johnson a lot of credit down here. He defeated the block, and he dove at the ankles of the running back. Didn't make the play, but he definitely set the edge of that Leopard defense.
Second down, call it 6. Ball at the 31-yard line. Leopards showing blitz. Parr going to throw it out. It's going to be caught by Thornton. He'll be pushed out of bounds at the 21-yard line. He'll have enough for a Pirate first down.
Yeah, and I like how the ball comes out of Parr's hand, the quarterback, number 12 for La Vega. He's got it looks like he's kind of got a long release, but the ball comes out really quick, on time. He spins it very, very well, which is just yet another challenge for this Leopard defense.
So 1st and 10 for the Pirates at the Lorena 21-yard line. They'll send 3 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. And bring a tight end in. Snap back. Handoff. That is number 11. Tristan Tyler gets the carry for La Vega. He'll pick up about 3 on first down.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, that's great. I mean, that's a great defensive call by Coach Daly on there, because the whole point is to have a linebacker unblocked, and that's exactly what you had there. Adrian Medina comes up, makes the play. So some 3-yard gain for La Vega, but that was well executed by the Leopard defense.
Second down and 7. Ball at the 18. Snap back. Fake to Tyler. Pass out to, that is number 4. Hard hit from Medina, and then that's Jamarcus Daniel on the reception, and then wrapped up by, I believe, Kason Conlon. But some pads popping out there.
Yeah, a big time hit there, stopping their ball carrier short of the line to gain, setting up a 3rd and short. But you see all the challenges La Vega does, even just schematically. If you take their athleticism out, what they do on offense, they get the ball out. A lot of different playmakers. They stretch the field. They kind of probe you. But big time 3rd down and short here for the Leopard defense.
So 3rd down and a yard. Snap back. Handoff to Tyler. He's got the first down, knifes through the Leopard defense. He'll be tackled at about the 5-yard line. Pick up about 6, and it'll be 1st and goal.
Yeah, really nice job by the La Vega running back there, because the Leopards actually shot gaps, and he just kind of waited for those defensive players to kind of get through the gaps, and he just picked the one that was open. A really nice patient run. On 3rd and short, you don't often see that. A lot of times you'll just see a full head of steam, and the running back will just put his face mask in the back of an offensive lineman. But that time he waited for the opening. So a really nice patient run from that young man.
So 1st and goal. Ball at the 6-yard line. Snap back, handoff to Tyler. Going to bounce it outside, and he'll take it into the end zone. The Leopards brought a run blitz, Billy, from the other side, but Tyler recognized it. Bounced it outside, and he's in for the touchdown.
Yeah, I tell you, we've seen some quick feet from running backs this year, Jared. I don't know if we've seen better or quicker feet than that. That was a jump cut, because to your point, Jared, Lorena had a couple unblocked guys coming in, and in most games it's probably a tackle for loss. He just did a jump cut to the left and just outran everybody to the end zone.
So 6-yard touchdown run for Tristan Tyler. Giovanni Esqueda on to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Jabari Thornton. Kick is up and good. And with 2:23 left to go, La Vega doubles their lead. They're now up 14-0. We'll take a break and come right back. It's the BAM Builders broadcast of Lorena Leopard football.
fans, looking to build the home of your dreams? Look no further than BAM Builders, your trusted local custom home builder. From foundation to finish, BAM brings your vision to life with quality, craftsmanship, and a team that truly cares. It's time to build something amazing right here in Leopard Country. Call 254-716-9987 or visit builtbybam.com to get started. That's builtbybam.com. BAM Builders, built with heart.
Tractors invites you to save big on their full lineup of new DYM tractors. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a full-time rancher, we offer tractors ranging from 25 to 75 horsepower. Why choose Epperson? They're proud to be the 2024 TYM Dealership of the Year. Come meet their expert team of tractor pros who can help you find the horsepower you need with a deal you'll love. Epperson Tractor Sales and Service, where service is in our name.
Welcome back in. Pirates get it done on the ground. Tristan Tyler, a couple of carries, 15 yards, takes it in for the 6-yard touchdown run. La Vega up early, Billy, 14-0. This Leopard offense got to try to put something together here.
Yeah, 100%. You need the Leopards to sustain a drive here, if at the very least the flip field position if you can, Jared. But there's an old saying in football, right? Sometimes games are not as about X's and O's as they are about the Jimmies and Joes. And if that was a Jimmy and Joe run there by number 11 for La Vega, just, really good defensive call there. And he just was able to just pop it outside. Superior athleticism right there. That's an exciting young running back.
So Leopards will have it again, 1st and 10. Escada's kick goes through the end zone. Ball spotted at the 25-yard line. Snap back, handoff to DeLeon running right. He'll turn the corner. He'll pick up about, I'll give him 3 out to the 28. Tough running for Brody DeLeon.
Yeah, it's just really, you're going to hear me say it a lot tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A really tough run there by Brody DeLeon. But if you look at the levels of the La Vega defense, every level's accounted for, every gap's accounted for. Like, Lorena's going to really have to probably trick La Vega a couple times to get that running game going.
We see Zach Taylor in the ball game. Snap back to Blancett. Fires it across the middle. Ball is caught. That is Sloan Blackwell back in the ball game. Initially ruled a catch, but now they're going to say it's incomplete.
Yeah, one of the referees from the back, Jared, came in and overruled the referee right on the ball. Gets a big-time throw there by Jackson Blancett. He's going to have to really, really drill the ball in there when those intermediate routes, because La Vega's drops in their man coverage, they're really, really well coached. No one out of position. Everyone's kind of playing their man. And they've actually ran a matchup zone earlier, which I thought was extremely impressive, but that's tough to do at any level, more or less the high school level.
3rd down and 7. Now we'll see Brody DeLeon now go back in motion. Snap back to Blancett. Just over the outstretched arms of Brody DeLeon. Triple covered by La Vega. Jackson Blancett takes a tough hit, and it's going to be 4th down for the Leopards once again.
Yeah, and this is easier said than done, but the Leopards are going to really have to try to stay out of 3rd and long if they can help it, because La Vega, when they pin their ears back, they bring a lot of pressure, and a lot of pressure from different spots, right? And this Leopard offensive line is a really good one. They've gotten better each week, but in order to push the ball downfield like that, you're going to leave Jackson Blancett a little bit exposed. You don't want to see him taking too many of those big hits.
Blancett in pump formation. He'll put his right foot into it. Better kick this time. It's going to bounce at about the 45, go out of bounds at the La Vega 42-yard line. So the Pirates will have it 1st and 10. First time in their own territory tonight.
A little fun fact here about Jackson Blancett is his dad, Vinny, is a La Vega alumni. So
a lot of friends and family for the Blancetts in attendance tonight on both sides of this field.
And Jared, here's one of those moments we talk about the emotions of being your last game, and those upperclassmen or maybe an underclassman make a big play for those seniors.
Courtney Parr takes a snap back, throws it all the way across to the opposite hash. It is caught by Jamarcus Daniel. He'll have the ball right across midfield at about the 47-yard line where they have it spotted now. It should be enough for a La Vega 1st down, and it is.
Yeah, and you see the athleticism for Daniel there too. the juke, the jump cut, and then he actually turned one of the Leopard defenders all the way around with it. You know, athleticism across the board for La Vega here, an embarrassment of riches. If this is a team that can stay healthy, I'm really excited to see what they can do in the postseason.
So 1st and 10, snap back, hand off to Thompson on the outside. He stays inbounds, and they're going to say he steps out. Boy, it was close, Billy. Just an eyelash steps out of bounds at about the 23-yard line, or he takes it in to the end zone, and that young man has got speed to burn.
Yeah, I mean, he you would talk – the SpaceX isn't far from here, and it kind of looked like one of their rockets going off. Really nice job by that young man. I'll take it marking them out of bounds, but from our vantage point there, it looked really close, like he was in. But nevertheless, big-time pickup on for a first down for the Pirates.
So we'll have a 1st and 10 at the Lorena 23-yard line. Snap back to Parr, looking to throw. He's going to go down the left side. It is going to be caught. That is Jabari Thornton in the end zone. He'll take it in for the touchdown. Good coverage there by Titus Jesperson. Billy, looked like the ball was thrown to the outside shoulder. Jesperson made the good adjustment, but just couldn't wrestle it away from Thornton.
Yeah, back shoulder fades. You know, they've become in vogue the last 10 years. And they're almost, if the ball is thrown at the right time, at the right spot, they're extremely hard to defend. Titus Jesperson had really nice coverage there. He was in phase. He just, when the receiver turned back to look for the ball, Titus turned the way that he expected. And again, that old saying is like, you know, the perfect pass beats a good defense.
So Giovanni Esqueda on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up and good. And with 57 seconds left in the first quarter, your new score, La Vega 21, Lorena 0. We'll take a break and come right back. It's Lorena Leopard football powered by Rogue Media.
For more than 70 years, Community Bank and Trust has established a strong legacy of care and trust. Time and technology have changed. Checking and savings accounts haven't gone away. We still provide home loans, business loans, and personal loans. And we also offer state-of-the-art digital banking options. In a world where banking can feel impersonal, we still believe in one-on-one personal care. Community Bank and Trust, a legacy of dependability.
Member FDIC.
Welcome back in. The Pirates continue the onslaught, up 21-0 now over the Leopards. 21-yard touchdown pass to Jabari Thornton from the arm of Courtney Parr.
Another really nice crowd for the Leopards. I mean, this is the one thing about this community. Like, you know, no matter what the record is, they travel to support their program.
Kickoff is going to be taken at the 3-yard line by Brock DeLeon. He'll bring it out across the 20, turn the corner, try to hurdle a man, will land out of bounds. Late flag comes in from the far side of the field where none of the action was. And that's not a good sign for the Leopards.
What about Brock DeLeon hurdling a defender?
Shortest guy on the field,
yeah.
Leaping over people. Just great to see that young man coming back. I know kind of a scary incident last week, Billy, but we want to report. I'm sure everybody may have heard the story. Just kind of they're going to wave off the flag. But just kind of pure exhaustion for that young man. He had to come in and play defense. Of course, you saw we lost Jackson Blanchett at halftime, also lost Hudson Hill in the defensive secondary. So a lot of those guys having to play both ways, and it was just a matter of pure exhaustion where he just had to catch his breath, and that's why he was down for so long. But certainly back 100% ready to go this week.
Yeah, the definition of putting your body on line, number 14 for Lorena.
So 1st and 10 from about the 30-yard line. Snap back, hand off to DeLeon, running right behind the big senior Brandon Campbell. Good job by Campbell leading the way. DeLeon's going to pick up about, call it 5.5 on first down.
And I do think that is the area the Leopards can try to crawl back into this game, is really running behind Campbell and Niemeyer. They're getting some push over there. You know, pass sets, like they're a little vulnerable against the speed, but downhill running, especially in downs they don't know you're going to run the football, they've been effective.
2nd down and 5. Snap back. Blancett's going to fake the handoff out to DeLeon, who's got the first down. He'll be all the way out to midfield. A pickup of almost 15 and enough for an Epperson Tractor first down.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Play action looked to me like an RPO, but it could have just been a set play action call. But nevertheless, you get the running game going a little bit. You get the La Vega linebackers coming downhill. You pop it out to one of your slot backs and Brock DeLeon. Let him cook.
Well, the Leopards are going to get their first or maybe second first down of the first quarter, and that's going to take us to the end of the quarter. Teams will switch ends. We'll take a break and come right back. You're watching Lorena Leopard football powered by Rogue Media.
Come see us at the Sonic in Lorena, 302 North Frontage Road. Rewards and half-price drinks on the app. Sign up today.
What do I love about Yellow Rose? What I love about Yellow Rose is the connections, is getting to meet people and bring joy into their life, take their most important asset and make it more beautiful.
You'll find companies out there that are willing to still you.
Welcome back in. Teams will switch ends. Don't have to go very far. Lorena has it 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Handoff to Brody DeLeon, running right. Get behind Trigger, Niemeyer, Brandon Campbell, Sloan Blackwell. He'll have it into La Vega territory all the way down to the 44, Billy. Pickup of about 8. And rather call it 9.
Yeah, and that's like the old, we used to call that play 49 pitch because it came out of an I formation and you toss the ball back. But everything outside of that was that exact same play. Really nice combo block by Sloan Blackwell, Niemeyer, and Campbell to set the edge.
2nd down and 1. Snap back, Blanchett looking to throw. He's got a man. It's Carson Miller. Goes up and makes the catch. Mitz Miller out jumping the La Vega defender. Going up and over number 7, Aiden Tasby, and makes the catch for an Epperson Tractor first down.
Incredible catch by Carson Miller. We've seen him do it all year long. He makes them look routine like some of your playmakers, your star players do. But La Vega had 2 guys on Carson Miller there, and I don't think they were ready for Jackson Blancett's four-seam fastball because it blew it right by him. Big-time throw and even a bigger catch.
Leopards with it 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. Snap back. Blanchett going to be chased out of the pocket. He's got a man in the area. Good job by Jackson Blanchett throwing it away. Kyle Coates was in the vicinity. And just a heady play by Blanchett to avoid the grounding.
Yeah, and I even like how Kyle Coates there, knowing the situation, kind of did a few more steps there at the end to let the referee see him that he was in the area because, that was in the spot where it looked like it could have been in grounding. But with Coates in the area, to your point, Jared, that was a really nice job by Jackson Blanchett avoiding the sack.
So 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 27. Snap back, hand off to DeLeon, running left, cuts back. He'll be across the 25, down to about the 24, pickup of about 3. That'll bring up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, setting up a 3rd and manageable. You got to think this is probably 4-down territory for the Leopards, so a running play may not be out of the question here. I would love to see, we may see some of the RPO game too, because the Leopards have had some success in the play action game, and that may actually help Jackson Blanchett get a little bit of time to throw.
3 receivers to the right. 3rd down and 7, snap back. Blanchett is going to be wrapped up, nowhere to go. And it'll be a sack. It looked like Edison King. Also, number 0, Giunte Thomas, collapsing, and it's going to go all the way back to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure. I saw a couple of Leopard offensive linemen downfield a little bit that may have been trying to get a screen pass to Brody DeLeon, but the La Vega linebacker just kind of wrapped him up, and he got lost in that minutia. So that's a really good team defense because, you can tackle him if the ball's thrown behind the line of scrimmage there, which is where Brody DeLeon was.
So 4th down and 13. Leopards offense is going to stay on the field, working quickly. Snap back to Blanchett. Now he's going to look. And he'll have Brock DeLeon right at the first down marker. And then we're going to see a flag come down really late, Billy, in the offensive backfield. It's holding against Lorena, but he did not throw that flag until after the ball was complete to Brock DeLeon, and he had stepped out of bounds, had enough for the first down, but it's going to come back.
Yeah, I didn't see the hold because I was watching the pass route and the coverage, but to your point, Jared, that that referee waited for the completion of the catch before he threw the flag. That's abnormal. Normally, if it's a hold, throw the flag.
So now it's going to be 4th down. And we're here in Belle Meade. It's going to be 4th in Lorena to get the first down. Leopards got to get all the way to the 17-yard line. Ball back out at the 40. Snap back. Blance is going to throw down. He's got a man. It is going to be caught. He's going to be way short. But he does make the catch. A very acrobatic catch by Brock DeLeon. What else can you say about that young man, Billy? Obviously short of the first down. But what a throw, what a catch.
That's 2 good catches in a row for Brock DeLeon because he had the other one before that went for the first down. They got called back. But, probably as far as height, probably the smallest player on the field there. And for him to go up, elevate, high point the ball, and take it, frankly, away from 2 La Vega defenders and be able to get a foot down, the future is bright for number 14 for Lorena. If he can somehow learn to take care of himself a little bit better during the games. But I'm pretty sure that Coach Cool in the weight room will help him fix that in the offseason.
So La Vega will take over on downs, ball at their own 25-yard line. Courtney Parr still the quarterback for the Pirates. Snap back, he'll hand it off to Benjamin Thompson. A lot of room to run up the middle, cuts it back. He'll be across the 30, out to the 34, pick up a 9.
Yeah, the zone blocking there, Jared, it looks like no, he's getting up now. Yeah, zone blocking there, and the zone blocking scheme allows for a patient run for a cutback lane. So if the defense over pursues to the zone gap side, there really isn't a designated gap. There's an area, and then the running back feels free to cut it back. That's a really, really nicely done. And, Jared, this offense looks pretty familiar to when Lorena won the state championship, I believe.
Yeah, a lot of similarities. We'll get to that here in a minute. 2nd down and 2. Snap back. Parr's going to throw it out. Little square out. Hard hit is Connor Johnson, Kason Conlon, and Adrian Medina all converge. That is number 4, Jamarcus Daniel. He'll have enough for the first down, but Leopards doing their fair share of hitting hard.
Yeah, 100%. There's a ton of emotion, ton of energy down there for the Leopards. This is one of those games where not only is La Vega super talented, but they're extremely well coached, right? So that just puts a double task on you as a defender.
Parr's going to take the snap a little bit low. He's going to be chased by, that is Gage McCabe. McCabe is going to run down Parr, and he'll have the sack on first down.
Really nice job there by Coach DeLeon, sending that outside blitz there around the edge. La Vega didn't have enough blockers to account for him. It looked like it was going to be like a little kind of like a abbreviated rollout. McCabe just runs the Parr, the quarterback, down. Big time play for the Leopards, setting La Vega behind the chains the second and looks like 20, Jared.
Yeah, loss of 10 on the play. Leopards showing blitz once again. Snap back to Parr, looking to throw. He's going to have a man out of the backfield, or rather that's going to be his tight end. That is number 21, Marcus Jackson. He'll have the catch, run out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. So pickup of about 8, where it'll be 3rd down and 12. But is there a flag down? The Vega team is walking back. So there's a flag somewhere. Hard to see La Vega in their all-gold jerseys and pants. Of course, with the blue helmets. It is going to be an eligible receiver downfield. Kind of wonder if he was covered up on the line of scrimmage there, Billy, and then goes out for the pass.
Yeah, I thought it could have been a hold on McCabe, too, or not on McCabe, but to McCabe, because I saw that number 19 stretch out a little bit farther than you're used to seeing. But another opportunity for the Leopard defense for, we talk about it, right? Send the seniors out, right? Don't look at the scoreboard. Win the rep, right? Each rep is an opportunity to win. And if you win enough reps, you look up at the scoreboard takes care of itself, right? So this is an opportunity for the Leopards here to pin your ears back and go after them. But what you don't want to do is allow a draw or a screen pass or something easy to get by you by being too aggressive. So be disciplined, but go get after them.
So second down at 25 now. Pass out to the right side, going to be caught. I believe that is Jabari Thornton. He'll be run out of bounds. To see where they mark him out, about the 31-yard line. So a pickup of about 15.
You know, and you see there from Thornton his ability just to gain separation, because that was excellent coverage and a really good play call, too, by the Lorena defense. But he was able to get open, come back to the quarterback, and then after the catch get a couple of, few more yards where, most receivers you see there get tackled or pushed right out of bounds. So
third down, 14, snap back to Parr. He'll step up into the pocket now, looks to run, being chased by Hudson Griffin, fires it downfield. He's going to have a man wide open. It'll be Brock DeLeon making the tackle, but that is Marcus Jackson with the catch. Leopards kind of lost him in the shuffle, and he'll make the catch. Good job by Parr to escape the rush there, Billy, and good throw downfield gives the Pirates a first down.
Yeah, his big tight end there was able to he was at the bottom side of the formation. He was able to run a drag route all the way across the field, to your point, Jared, because Parr was able to buy time and extend the play. A relentless pass rush from the Leopards, too, but nevertheless, really nice job by Parr keeping his eyes downfield for a big first down.
So first and 10 at the Lorena 35-yard line. Handoff, that is number 11, Tristan Tyler, breaking tackles, and he will have a big gain down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line and another Pirate first down.
And, when a team is back second and long, third and long, and they're able to convert on a play like that, it does take the emotion out a little bit.
Pirates working quickly, try to catch the Leopards napping. No such luck. Adrian Medina and Trey Frosch dropped Tyler for no gain on first down.
Yeah, absolutely. And both of those young men in there mixing it up with this really talented La Vega offensive line. Like I'm just watching them up there, and the way you can always tell a really well-coached, talented offensive line is when one guy doesn't just flash. Like they all look like carbon copies out there. They're all moving right to their gaps. They're moving their guys. Their pad level is good. Their backs are flat. The Leopard defensive line's playing with really good technique, right? So this is kind of a battle of technique right now to the two fronts.
Second down, 10, handoff. No, Parr's going to keep it. He's going to run it himself, and he'll be drugged down. Medina in the area, along with, I believe that is Preston Powell, number 16. Billy, good job from that young man.
Yeah, Jared, I don't know if that was like an RPO or a busted play for La Vega, because they had their right guard was about 6 yards downfield. If it was an RPO, really nice job by Parr of recognizing that and just running the football. If not, they probably would have got another lineman downfield flag. But you had a couple other linemen that were pass blocking. You had a couple that were run blocking, so that may have just been a busted communication.
Third down and 5. Leopards coming on a blitz. And whistles blow, and La Vega's going to call a timeout. Lorena was showing blitz there, Billy. We're going to have a man unblocked. So Don Hyde's going to call a timeout. We'll keep it right here. I want to pass along some other scores in the district. You've got Robinson and China Spring. Rockets up big, 23-0 over the Cougars. But the surprise is down in Gatesville. Conley up 20-0 over the Hornets. So Conley looking to get their first district win of the year in a big way. And if they can defeat Gatesville, they could wreak some havoc in the middle of that. There could be some shuffling of the seedings in the playoffs. So
yeah, when we did the Gatesville game, watching them pregame and doing the research, like they're an extremely talented football team from an athleticism standpoint. Some of the knocks on them this year have been some discipline issues, and we saw that in the Lorena game play out. But that's a team that can give you a lot of problems with the athletes they have.
No score yet between Little River Academy and Cameron. Franklin leading Rockdale 7-0. Whitney over West 14-7. Rosebud Lott over Crawford 3-0. That game in the first quarter. No score yet from Troy and McGregor. Should be a great ball game between two close schools. Also in the Lorena vicinity as well. Some games last night. Midway defeated Copper's Cove 56-26, and also a broadcast favorite, Duncanville over rival Cedar Hill 29-0. after the timeout. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. Pirates back out. Tight end in motion. Snap back. Parter looking to throw. And he's got Thornton right at the first down marker. He'll make the catch, step out of bounds.
And you see
the first down.
Sorry, Jared. You see the adjustment there by La Vega, seeing that pressure when they had Case and Conlon coming off the edge on block. That time they actually motioned the tight end over and kept him in for max protection. So, again, hats off to the coaching staff for the La Vega Pirates. They were seeing Lorena was going to possibly send pressure. They didn't that time, but they were ready for it if they did.
So 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Handoff to Thompson, running right. He'll break through, and he will walk into the end zone for the 7-yard touchdown run. Leopards brought the run blitz, but just from the outside, Thompson went the other way.
And Thompson's just so explosive. I mean, the moment he stuck his foot in the ground, one cut straight north and south is what you want to see out of that zone read scheme there, especially on the inside zone. You don't want a ton of dancing. You want to find that crease and hit it, and boy, did he. That's an explosive young man. I'm really interested to see how his career pans out here in Belmead.
Escada on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up and good, and with 4:34 left to go in the first half, your new score is La Vega 28, Lorena nothing. We'll take a break and come right back. It's the Syntex Pawn broadcast of Lorena Leopard football.
1981. Most of them are still standing. That's because our sheds are made to last right here in the USA. Customize yours to get exactly what you want. Then we deliver and install for you. With finance and payment options, you might be surprised at how affordable a Tough Shed is. Design your dream shed or garage at toughshed.com and visit our Waco showroom located at 7705 Woodway Drive near Santa Fe Drive. Dream, design, deliver, install. Tough Shed.
Epperson Tractors invites you to save big on their full lineup of new DYM tractors. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a full-time rancher, we offer tractors ranging from 25 to 75 horsepower. Why choose Epperson? They're proud to be the 2024 TYM Dealership of the Year. Come meet their expert team of tractor pros who can help you find the horsepower you need with a deal you'll love. Epperson Tractor Sales and Service, where service is in our name.
Welcome back in. Benjamin Thompson, 56 yards on the ground, and now can add a 7-yard touchdown run to his resume tonight. La Vega up big, and this Lorena defense just struggling to find any way to stop him.
Yeah, and the way he moves, whether it was 7 or 70, I mean, he was really flying down the field.
Catch is going to be caught by Brody DeLeon at the 3-yard line, trying to escape. Can't get out of the grasp of the La Vega defender. He'll be down at about the 16-yard line. That's number 6, Caden Rowland, on the stop for La Vega.
Hey, Jared, you normally can tell a lot about a restaurant by the nachos. You can also tell a lot about a team's mentality based on the special teams. If you watch how La Vega tackles on special teams, you can see it's a program emphasis, form tackling. We haven't seen Brody DeLeon being taken down by a singular tackler all year, maybe once or twice, but none that I can remember specifically. And despite Brody's best efforts doing basically a 360, trying to get loose, he just wasn't able to. And that's coached during camp. That's coached during offseason. Like, that's a program emphasis.
Okay, well, the Leopards will have it 1st and 10 at their own 15. Snap back, handoff to DeLeon, running left. He'll cut up behind the block of Brock Maggard. He'll fall forward, but is hit hard for a gain of maybe 1.
Yeah, and I totally understand you got to keep probing the perimeter, but I think the Leopards have had success in between those tackles. Now they were able to get Sloan Blackwell in motion and outflank La Vega earlier, but I think that's going to have to be the recipe tonight for Lorena, is they're going to have to, by formations and scheme, get La Vega in some situations where they're under leverage, because right now they're winning the battle up front.
2nd down and 9. Snap back. DeLeon going to take it right up the middle. Hit hard by Edison King, Billy, but a good run from Brody DeLeon, but just that we see that closing speed in this Pirate defense.
100%. I think any other game this year, that's a big-time rung for the Leopards, right? But Edison King there scraping, defeating his block and scraping, hustling to the ball, Makes it just a 5 or 6 yard run. It was a really nice run, but that normally goes for 30, 40 yards for Brody DeLeon.
So third down, call it a long 4. Ball at the 22-yard line. They need the 26. Snap back to Blanchett. He'll hand it to DeLeon, running left, a little bit of a delay. DeLeon tries to get outside. It looks like he's going to be about a yard short, Billy. I know it's inside your 30-yard line, but with the clock under 3 minutes here in this first half, do you think about leaving your offense on the field?
Well, and right now, by alignment, now it could change based on how the Leopards come out, but they have Carson Miller single covered here at the bottom of the field, and we've seen Carson complete the hitch route all year long, the deep out. We've seen him the sluggo. That kid can run every route in the book, and if they're going to single cover him, it may be worth going for it and seeing if he can win a one-on-one, because I like Lorena's chances.
Well, Lorena's going to call timeout here. We'll keep it right here. And you got to think if they're calling timeout that they're going to leave the offense on the field.
100%. Yeah. So
with, again, just under 3 minutes left to go in the first half, I want to remind everyone, stick around at halftime. Billy, going to have an interesting. We're going to have an interesting guest join us at halftime. A name that you guys have heard quite a bit over the last 2 years, but yet to see his face.
Yeah, it's kind of like Wilson from Home Improvement.
That will change tonight. So I'm really excited about that. We talked to Justin Peoples, our engineer. We were going to try to have him on as well. I'm not sure because he does so much with La Vega, and of course, one of the things we didn't really even talk about tonight that we need to. The La Vega has their own Hall of Fame, and we're originally going to have a Hall of Fame induction back earlier a few weeks ago, but the bad weather kind of preempted that, and so they had to move it to tonight. So have their Hall of Fame induction, also senior night for the Pirates, and then in addition to that, the last game in these stands. So a lot of emotion on both sides of the ball. So Justin may not be able to join us at halftime. If he can, he will. So 4th down and 2 for the Leopards. They need the 26. Ball at the 24. Snap back, handoff to DeLeon running right. Puts his head down, runs over 2 defenders. He'll be across the 30, and he'll have the Epperson Tractor first down.
Yeah, it looked like a change at the line of scrimmage when they came out. Carson Miller actually had a safety over the top on that play. So Coach Hyde probably saw what I saw. Really nice check at the line of scrimmage and a big-time downhill run. Nice job of that Leopard offensive line moving the chains.
So 1st and 10 at the 31. Blanchett looking to pass. Going to be chased out of the pocket. He's got Carson Miller overthrown. And now we're going to see a flag come down late, Billy. I think Carson Miller was claiming that he was being pulled. You don't normally see that kind of miscommunication between Blanchett and Miller, so I've got to think he was held on that play.
Yeah, I do too. And I saw him at the beginning of his route. There was a lot of contact. And Miller's not one of he doesn't complain after every pass like you'll see a lot of receivers do. And, why not, right, if you can get a call. But, Carson's one of those kids that doesn't necessarily do that. I have to believe there was some tugging going on in his route.
It is pass interference against La Vega, so that'll move it up 15 yards. Should have it across the 40, right around the 46-yard line.
Jared, that's a senior out there, right? And he was angry that he got grabbed and couldn't pick up the catch for his team. So, he's showing great leadership out there. And I think anytime he's got single coverage, which won't be often because La Vega likes to run 2 high safeties, I think you have to take a shot with him.
So 1st and 10 for the Leopards at their own 46-yard line. Snap back, hand off to DeLeon, runs right into the welcoming arms of Edison King. He'll pick up maybe a yard. That is going to take us down to the 2-minute timeout. I'll tell you what, we'll take a quick 30-second timeout as well. Come right back. It's the BAM Builders broadcast of Lorena Leopard football.
I'm Rusty Robinson with Aquanauts Custom Pool and Spa, where quality and design makes the difference. We specialize in gunite pools, remodels, fiberglass pools. We've got all the selections here in the office between your tile, your coping, your veneer, top-of-the-line equipment, concrete finishes, and anything else that you need. We've got glass tiles, pebble plaster, top-of-the-line travertine coping, and 3cm, 5cm bullnose, anything that you could want on the pool. We're going to come out to the house, do a 3D design, get everything you need so that we can see your house, your pool, in your yard so that we can make any adjustments.
Tough Shed is #1 for a reason. We started building sheds in 1981. Most of them are still standing. That's because our sheds are made to last right here in the USA. Customize yours to get exactly what you want. Then we deliver and install for you with finance and payment.
Welcome back in the 2-minute timeout, a new thing in high school football this year, Billy. Leopards are going to have it 2nd and 10 at their own 46-yard line. Snap back to Blancett. He'll fire it over. Carson Miller's got it across midfield. He's hit hard, pushed forward. He'll have it down at about the 47-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 3.
Yeah, really love the play call there. 2nd and long, you run a mesh concept down there. Carson Miller doesn't get enough credit for how well he runs routes. Last week he had the big route for the touchdown. He settles right in there in the little void of the Vega defense, and not only that, gets a couple yards after the catch.
So 3rd down and 3. Brody Daly on a motion out. Snap back to Blancett. Nowhere to go. Good protection from the line. Now he'll take off and run. He'll have the 1st down. He'll slide down at about the 40-yard line. There is a flag down, Billy, but a really good job by that Leopard offensive line.
Yeah, really nice job there by Blancett, too, of climbing the pocket, right? Not trying to get outside where those ends are, climb up the pocket and get what you can, but it looks like maybe a hold.
I didn't quite see it, but it'll nonetheless back the Leopards up 10 yards, back into their own territory. Looked like Brandon Campbell came up limping a little bit for the Leopards, so I think we'll see Hunter Deloney come in, play right guard. So 3rd down and 12. Snap back, run a little frog draw to DeLeon, and it is nothing doing. He made a couple of guys miss, but the linebacker, I believe that is Caden Rowland, came up and made the hard hit. And that's good defensive scouting and game planning right there.
Yeah, and really the whole design of that play on offense is to get the defense flowing, trying to chase a quarterback on a rollout, but really good defenses that are coached extremely well are going to see that all week on film, and they're just going to play their responsibility knowing that their teammates got the rollout, right? And that's what happens. On a draw like that, you need them to over-pursue. They didn't. They stayed home, and you see the result.
So Leopards are going to let the clock run down. Although I think they're going to take a timeout here. There's 24 seconds, now 23 seconds left on the clock. They'll call timeout. Billy, we'll keep it right here. You mentioned that you can tell a lot by a restaurant by what kind of nachos they have. So I think some inquiring minds want to know what, in your opinion, in this Central Texas area has the best nachos.
Well, I'm going to throw a curveball here, and I don't mean to hurt any feelings if we have anybody in the restaurant industry, any restaurateurs listening from other establishments, but I'm a big fan of the George's nachos. I think that you can get them a multitude of ways. They're not a sponsor yet, but it's one of my favorites. And of course, it's really, really hard to beat La Fiesta's, like any of their nachos. Like I worked there for a short period of time, was a really, really big fan of those. How about yourself?
This is not a hometown thing, but I really love the super nachos here at El Conquistador, better known as El Con, right here in Belmead, in the shadow of Willie Williams Stadium. You just can't go wrong. Nice thing about it, you can get a half order or a full order. You get the full order, you're probably splitting it with somebody else.
Yeah, unless you're me.
So Leopards back out from their timeout, 4th down. Jackson Blancett back to punt. He'll put his right foot into it. Ball will go out of bounds right around the La Vega 30. We'll see where they mark it. They're going to spot it at the 31-yard line. 16 seconds left to go. Billy, La Vega up 28-0. Do you think Don Hyde and offensive coordinator Steve Hoffman, do they just take the knee and go to the locker room up 4 scores, knowing you're going to get the ball first coming out of the halftime, or do you try to throw something downfield here?
I think they'll probably stay aggressive, Jared. Now that doesn't mean that they'll run 4 verts and just go Hail Mary, but I do think they're going to continue to attack because if you are looking to maybe sit some of your guys running into the playoffs, getting a 7 right here before halftime really gives you a lot of liberties at halftime to game plan a lot of your second and third team, some of your depth players.
Well, we saw them do that 2 years ago, score a touchdown on a kind of a Hail Mary right before halftime, so we'll see what they do here. Snap back, and no, this time it's going to be Courtney Parr taking a knee. So that will take us to halftime. The clock will run down and hit 000. So your score at halftime, La Vega 28, Lorena nothing. We'll step aside for a few minutes. We come back, we'll try to get a peek at the award-winning Lorena High School Marching Band, also the Legacy Dance Team, and then we'll be joined in the booth by a special guest. It is Lorena Leopard football powered by Rogue Media.
It's football season, and we can create your outdoor tailgating spaces that is actually a part of your home. Bifold doors that tie in the inside and the outside, and you can gain anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 square feet living space, all while taking in the big game, poolside. Call us at Gather & Co. Kitchen and Bath, where we can create your unique tailgating space.
For more than 70 years, Community Bank & Trust has established a strong legacy of care and trust. Time and technology have changed. Checking and savings accounts haven't gone away. We still provide home loans, business loans, and personal loans. And we also offer state-of-the-art digital banking options. In a world where banking can feel impersonal, we still believe in one-on-one personal care. Community Bank & Trust, a legacy of dependability.
Member FDIC.
I'm Rusty Robinson with Aquanauts Custom Pool and Spa, where quality and design makes the difference. We specialize in gunite pools, remodels, fiberglass pools. We've got all the selections here in the office between your tile, your coping, your veneer, top-of-the-line equipment, concrete finishes, and anything else that you need. We've got glass tiles, pebble plaster, top-of-the-line travertine coping, and 3cm, 5cm bullnose, anything that you could want on the pool. We're going to come out to the house, do a 3D design, get everything you need so that we can see your house, your pool, in your yard so that we can make any adjustments.
Pond, Waco, Hewitt, Temple, and Killeen, here to help you with all your cash flow needs. Bring in all items of value for quick, hassle-free loans or sell them at a fair value and receive the best customer service in Central Texas. From Rolexes to firearms, our experienced staff is here to help when you need cash with compassion and understanding. Check out our Google reviews and come see for yourself. We are proud supporters of Lorena Leopard football. Syntex Pond. We are not in the loan or merchandise business. We are in the people business. Come check us out.
Might be surprised at how affordable a Tough Shed is. Design your dream shed or garage at toughshed.com and visit our Waco showroom located at 7705 Woodway Drive near Santa Fe Drive. Dream, design, deliver, install. Tough Shed.
Rusty Robinson with Aquanauts Custom Pool and Spa, where quality and design makes the difference. We specialize in gunite pools, remodels, fiberglass pools. We've got all the selections here in the office between your tile, your coping, your veneer, top-of-the-line equipment, concrete finishes, and anything else that you need. We've got glass tiles, pebble plaster, top-of-the-line travertine coping, and 3cm, 5cm bullnose, anything that you could want on the pool. We're going to come out to the house, do a 3D design, get everything you need so that we can see your house, your pool, in your yard so that we can make any adjustments.
What you want to hear, but they won't stand behind what they sell you. And Yellow Rose Painting will stand behind that.
What do I love about Yellow Rose? What I love about Yellow Rose is the connections, is getting to meet people and bring joy into their life, take their most important asset and make it more beautiful.
You'll find companies out there that are willing to sell you what you want to hear, but they won't stand behind what they sell you. And Yellow Rose Painting will stand behind that.
Epperson Tractors invites you to save big on their full lineup of new DYM tractors. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a full-time rancher, we offer tractors ranging from 25 to 75 horsepower. Why choose Epperson? They're proud to be the 2024 DYM Dealership of the Year. Come meet their expert team of tractor pros who can help you find the horsepower you need with a deal you'll love. Epperson Tractors.
What I love about Yellow Rose. What I love about Yellow Rose is the connections, is getting to meet people and bring joy into their life, take their most important asset and make it more beautiful.
You'll find companies out there that are willing to sell you what you want to hear, but they won't stand behind what they sell you. And Yellow Rose Painting will stand behind that.
What do I love about Yellow Rose? What I love about Yellow Rose is the connections, is getting to meet people and bring joy into their life, take their most important asset and make it more beautiful.
You'll find companies out there that are willing to sell you what you want to hear, but they won't stand behind what they sell you. And Yellow Rose Painting will stand behind that.
Okay, well, welcome back in. It is halftime. Looks like Billy LaVega had their Hall of Fame induction, a lot of performances going on. So we are going to step aside right now. When we were joined, we're always joined in the booth, but now we're going to have him join us for our halftime conversation. That's, of course, our producer, Josh Beard. So as Josh gets everything ready and then sidesteps a couple of cables, as it's a little tight in this press box, of course, we know this press box coming down, the new one will be going up next year. We'll have a lot more room in the future. But, Josh, come on in here and step in between Billy and I. So thanks. First of all, we owe you a huge debt of gratitude now in your second year producing the broadcast for us. Kind of talk a little bit about how you came to join Rogue Media and then how you ended up getting chosen, should we say, to produce the Lorena football broadcast.
And after, it was just kind of hard to find something, at least in Waco at the time, that's media related, that I felt like really used the skills I learned. And one day I was recommended with Rogue Media and contact Corey. I did a little interview and some editing work. He liked it. I went up there, 21st floor of the Alico building, and now I've been there about 2.5 years now. And last fall, they asked me, hey, do you want to be one of the lead producers for football for Lorena? And full transparency at the time, like, I was not the most into sport stuff. Like, I knew football, like, grew up with Baylor, but I didn't really experience it as much as I think I should have, like, when I was back at Midway and at Baylor. But I've just really appreciated working with everyone, and I did a little bit of basketball earlier this year. I'm going to try and do that again when it comes up in January for district. And yeah, I couldn't ask for a better team.
Yeah.
And
and for those of you who don't know, Josh handles all of running all the ads, making sure our audio is set up, obviously switching back and forth between the booth camera and the field camera, so constantly working and doing a ton of stuff. And we just couldn't certainly couldn't do it without him, and just it's a great job every week.
Yeah, and probably the toughest task he has is keeping you and I on schedule, in and out of breaks, because we talk a lot of football up here, right? And sometimes we don't always talk about it when we're off air. Like we discuss things that are happening in the game. We're so passionate. So you mentioned Rogue Media, Josh, and what are some things you guys have going on at Rogue Media that are exciting or new, or something that you would recommend people checking out content-wise?
Well, we always have a new I would say about a new podcast about every month. So there's always something to check out on the website through Spotify, Apple Music, and all that. We had a recent partnership with 365 Sports, and now when Baylor has their game days, we do a pregame interview. We built this whole trailer out, and we just send it out there, and they do their own show there. And we've just been really focusing on like sponsors for everything. I make a lot of the ads for it. Like every ad you see on here, I pretty much made as well. There's just with me, there's just always something. We have about every topic you can think of. I think we got 200 podcasts now, about 40, 50 active ones. And so there's just always something. There's something I'm looking for.
Do you get to partake in the tailgate show that you guys have?
I have not, but
so you're tailgating then.
I think starting, like if they do the next thing with basketball or anything else, I think I want to try and catch one of those, because they're usually on like Saturdays and stuff. But
definitely.
Yeah.
Good. Well, what would you say has been I mean, this is kind of different because high school football is kind of the streaming element is fairly new, really within about the last 5 to 6 years. What would you say is kind of your favorite thing about this, besides obviously the immense amount of wisdom you get from Billy and I each week? I mean, do you have a favorite part about it? I mean, you do such a great job in all aspects. I'm kind of curious as what you like about it.
I think my favorite part is like the fact that we can get this kind of broadcast out. I mean, of course, there's a couple of hiccups, like even with that interview earlier, but I just love that we can always adapt to just fix it up or make it better, and just still in the end have a pretty good broadcast with us. And I never feel like, oh, that's it, this broadcast is ruined. I feel like we can always find some way, especially with y'all, that have covered everything. And I think that's been one of my favorite parts, but also just seeing a team that, like, I mean, because I went to Midway and I didn't know too much about Lorena and everything. Of course, I've learned about a lot of these teams more now, but I just really like this kind of community presence, and like all of the lores with the different schools they have with China Spring and Robinson and everything. And it's just really nice to just kind of get more of that more small thing, because I wasn't, Midway's huge. And
yeah, definitely the big schools, you can kind of get lost, and certainly when and I'm sure you see like on our YouTube broadcast, the comments come in from listeners and viewers all over the country,
which I also monitor those at the same time.
So please be nice, because Josh reads those.
Well, sorry, I do have to say Josh is being probably overly humble as he is. One of the challenges of doing a broadcast like this is, especially on the road, because the setup at Lorena is top notch, and Justin Peebles gave us a top notch setup here at La Vega.
Absolutely.
But not every venue is as friendly. Sometimes you just kind of have to pull a rabbit out of the hat. And Justin and Josh specifically, both, even more so Josh, getting us on air when things get iffy. We had the Conley game where he was our meteorologist. He had his phone open, like showing me the satellite while we were on air. I mean, the unsung hero, a term probably overused, but he's the one that makes it, we all make it possible, but none more important than Josh. He's being super humble about that. And Josh, one more real quick, Jerry, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to ask you about your favorite nachos in town. I know you have some experience in the restaurant industry.
Yes. Okay. Those ones were pretty good. But I used to work at Paparolo's, and just the amount of stuff we could put on it at any time was always great. And then I think I also really like the Rosas. Those are pretty. Those
both
two.
Of those are,
those two. Those are my.
The thing about
one or the other
is I never think about ordering nachos when I go there, because I'm like.
And it takes like not even 5 minutes, because we just heat up and then cheese and all that.
You heard
Noted.
it here. Rolo's nachos.
Noted. One other thing I wanted to say is part of what makes this broadcast great, and I think I'm going to brag on us a little bit. We have worked hard to put this together. Really started with David Gibson, and one of the things that David showed that we could do was obviously putting up graphics during our pregame show. The ability to have a pregame show and I think talk about the game. We've gotten a lot of positive feedback about that over the years, Billy. And one of the things is that I kind of we try to make a rundown and put something together so we have an idea what we're going to talk about. But all the graphics that people see on the screen, Josh does those on his own. I may put in a note and say, hey, put in your favorite, like with Halloween, so put in your favorite candy graphics here or there, or like when we have keys to the game and there's themes, of course, Michael Jackson a couple of weeks ago, we had, Michael from the Thriller video on there, or even tonight talking about rubbing his race and we see the race cars. So Josh does all that on his own, and I totally trust his creative vision and his creative eye, and it really adds something to people who don't just want to look at a field for a pregame. They can kind of see information, things that we can put together. So I really do think it's a great thing, and I appreciate all of your work. Us again traveling, going all over Central Texas, and
well, kind of being dropped into it too, because we were already an existing crew, right?
Right.
And we already had our idiosyncrasies, and we had chemistry, and Josh is just kind of thrown into the wolves, right? And the first season, I don't think he said much the first 3 or 4 games, right? I was like, "You okay, buddy?" But what I like about the evolution, we're talking about him like he's not here,
right?
Because we can't talk to him while we're on the air. That's why, right?
Yeah.
But one of the things I loved the most was a couple weeks ago, there was a blown coverage on a Lorena touchdown, and Josh spotted it before I did, right? I saw him kind of point, and I was like, that's my dude right there, man. That's my dude. He knows how to break down a cover 3 now. So, but the evolution I keep talking about, from all you do for the broadcast, and because you spoke to it, Jared, and you spoke to it as well. This is a community broadcast first, and we always talk about that. And then we take so much immense pride in being able to show this great community and the great kids they have represented. And we just couldn't do it with people like Josh.
Yep, definitely. So anyway, we're just kind of the last game of the year. I thought, well, man, we haven't ever had a chance to showcase him and get him, in front of the camera. He's always doing everything behind it. So what a great opportunity to do it, and hopefully this continues for many years to come, because it is a lot of fun. I know we're not always the easiest to work with, but certainly you do a phenomenal job week in, week out, putting up with last-minute changes. And again, sometimes we're outside, sometimes we're in, phone booths. It just, you never know. But one of the things I appreciate, I've never heard you complain once.
Nope.
I mean, just it's like, okay, this is what we got, and this is what we're gonna do. So anyway, again, from Billy and I, and also I'll go ahead and speak for the community. We just wanted to say thank you for kind of, immersing yourself into the Lorena community and serving them with the same pride that we have whenever we wear the leopard head on our shirt.
Well, thank you. And before we go, I like to give a shout out to my brothers. Well,
yes,
particularly Zach, but I think he's out.
He may be watching.
I think he's watching the broadcast. But yeah, that great point, Zach Beard, your younger brother. And then also he has a twin, Hunter, who came in and worked with us last week for the China Spring broadcast. So it's really a family affair for you guys. And I love that y'all are from Waco, so you really have the sense of what it means to be a Central Texan and put on something like this.
Yeah.
And a special thank you for doing another break in the post-game show so I can catch my breath after running up from the field. I noticed that. No one said anything, but I noticed that Josh was like, we do another break. He's over there. I'm over there fighting for my life, trying to get my breath back. 46 has been unkind, but thank you for that too, my friend.
All right. Well, we will take another commercial break. When we come back, we will talk about what it looks like for the second half, maybe some adjustments, things what Lorena can do. Also look at some scores around the area. It's the halftime show. You're watching Lorena Leopard football, powered by Rogue Media.
Thank you.
Service, where service is in our name. Epperson Tractors invites you to save big on their full lineup of new DYM tractors. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a full-time rancher, we offer tractors ranging from 25 to 75 horsepower. Why choose Epperson? They're proud to be the 2024 DYM Dealership of the Year. Come meet their expert team of tractor pros who can help you find the horsepower you need with a deal you'll love. Epperson Tractor Sales and Service, where service is in our name.
What do I love about Yellow Rose? What I love about Yellow Rose is the connections, is getting to meet people and bring joy into their life, take their most important asset and make it more beautiful.
You'll find companies out there that are willing to sell you what you want to hear, but they won't stand behind what they sell you. And you'll
Welcome back in. We're going to catch the last part of the Lorena High School marching band performance. Billy, were you ever in the band?
I was not. I mean, I did used to play the game Guitar Hero.
So we see the end of their performance, and we're just going to step aside and let you enjoy the last part. All right, Billy. Well, it appears that I thought the marching band was still in the middle of their performance, but they finished it up. We still have 7 minutes left in halftime. So I think, I mean, always an interesting night, senior night, and just, again, a lot going on. We mentioned that La Vega's Hall of Fame induction ceremony and all the things that they had at halftime and pregame was supposed to happen a couple of weeks ago, but they postponed it because of the weather, and so as such, it is happening tonight. Again, we were hoping to have Justin Peoples on with us at halftime as well, and I know he is busy kind of helping with the audio with that Hall of Fame celebration. Wanted to get it all set up for them. I think they have a reception afterward and maybe tomorrow. So, but really kind of alongside Josh, we'll talk about Justin for a second, Billy. Just somebody who came in, didn't even necessarily care what role he played, just saw kind of some of the hurdles that we had week in, week out, and said, hey, I can help you guys. We said, come on, and really he has just been phenomenal because of the access that he has with Lorena and also a lot of the other schools. He's able to kind of come and set everything up for us, break it down, and keep it in a way that where he's able to know where everything is and set it up correctly the first time.
Yeah, I mean, there are certain road games that we have, and we don't even know if we're going to have reliable internet, so we bring our own. But those don't always work that great either. And Justin and Josh are able to get everything tested, even to the wireless mics we use for post-game interviews. Like, those are directional mics, and sometimes they could be interfered with. By the time we get up here, Jared, like, we're ready to go. We can just focus on this great community and Leopard football. And in past years, that wasn't the case. Past years, we were troubleshooting while the broadcast was going. I can remember when we streamed to radio a couple years ago, the radio feed going down in the middle of a call. And I remember, like, I'm trying to fix it. And you're, like, elbowing me because Lorena was on a long touchdown run. So, like, we do a little bit kind of like Keystone Cops at times, but we do whatever we can to bring the broadcast. But two additions to this team, 3 really with the camera work this year, too. Huey did a great job too. Ben Huey was our camera guy from last year. But man, they do such a nice job, Jared. And it really, there's times where I'll stand up here and I'll look at the clock and we're waiting to start the pregame show, and you and I don't have much to do other than talk football. And that's because of Justin and Josh and all the support we have with Rick Jesperson, with Dr. Joe, with every ISD that we've gone to for the most part, have embraced us. And this is the last game of the season. It's bittersweet for me because this is like, I love football. I love high school football. I love calling games with you and the crew that we have. And I know that we're going to have to wait till next year after this one. But, man, it's so much fun to get to call games with such a top-notch group.
Well, when we obviously have an opportunity to get out into the community, and some people give us, they rib us a little bit and say, hey, why didn't you say this? Why didn't you say that? But I'll tell you the other thing is that we both have kids in the Lorena school systems. I've got 2 in high school. You've got 1 at the elementary. And so I don't know if many of your daughter's friends watch the broadcast. I hope they do. But I know that my sons, they watch the broadcast. They have friends who play on the football team, and they'll go back and watch the broadcast, and they speak about how much they enjoy what we do. And that's not, they're not doing that because they want to appease us. They're doing that because they genuinely enjoy it. We've got a lot of positive feedback from parents and grandparents. We appreciate that. Also, some of the honest feedback where we can do things to get better and improve on things, and that's a big reason why Justin coming on and helping us has really helped us do that. So we certainly appreciate it is an all hands on deck and a family atmosphere, and as we say, like, whatever is said in the broadcast booth stays in the broadcast booth. It's nothing personal, but really just a great time. And it is going to be bittersweet tonight, but certainly hopefully many more opportunities to come in the years to come, and should be a good thing.
No, 100%. And to answer your question, my daughter Zoe, she's at Lorena Elementary in 3rd grade, and I was up there dropping something off for her, and there was a kid walking down the hall, and he's like, "You're the football guy." Right, just pointed at me and walked off. Right, I had no idea who this kid was, but I wanted to go give him a high five because I love the fact that a tiny little kid's like, "Hey, you're the football guy." So it is more people watch than we talk about this. More people watch than we even know. And our goal here is, no matter what, is to obviously try to bring you an entertaining broadcast and produce a broadcast worthy of Lorena ISD and worthy of the not just the coaching staff, but the student athlete, the cross country team, the training team, the band, the legacy. Like, everything Lorena does is top notch, and we try to do our best to meet that expectation. But we do love the feedback, positive, negative, or whatever it is.
Well, no matter what as I said, no matter what the score is on the scoreboard, it is always a great day to be a Leopard. So it looks like La Vega back out on the field. Lorena going into their inflatable, getting ready to run out. Still about 2 minutes left to go. So we'll watch the Leopards come back out on the field.
I mean, Jared, a little sidebar while the Leopards come out. What a moon! If you see the moon, we've had a really incredible moon the last 3 days, but it's definitely sitting right over there.
Trivia, and I'll ask you a trivia question, Billy. Do you know what the moon was called this week?
I do not know.
Okay, well, Josh is raising his hand. Josh, what is your answer? The Beaver Moon is correct, and that's because it's the last supermoon of 2025. So phenomenal moon Tuesday and Wednesday night. So just a beautiful, beautiful night here in Central Texas. Still about a minute left to go in halftime. I tell you what, let's take one more quick commercial break. When we come back, we will have the second half kickoff. You're watching the Syntex Pond broadcast of Lorena Leopard football.
I'm Rusty Robinson with Aquanauts Custom Pool and Spa, where quality and design makes the difference. We specialize in gunite pools, remodels, fiberglass pools. We've got all the selections here in the office between your tile, your coping, your veneer, top-of-the-line equipment, concrete finishes, and anything else that you need. We've got glass tiles, pebble plaster, top-of-the-line travertine coping, and 3cm, 5cm bullnose, anything that you could want on the pool. We're going to come out to the house, do a 3D design, get everything you need so that we can see your house, your pool, in your yard so that we can make any adjustments.
All right, welcome back in. Leopards have it ready to go. Connor Johnson with it on the tee. The pooch kick is going to be fielded at about the 32-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pirates.
Yeah, going back to the pooch kick, we haven't seen Lorena kick off yet in this game, unfortunately, until then. But went right back to the pooch kick, setting up La Vega here. Looks like on their 34-yard line, we'll call it.
Well, certainly with that amount of team speed, Billy, if there's any kind of wind blowing in the face of Connor Johnson, you don't want to give him a chance to run that kick back.
And I'm interested to see what La Vega does here, right? Like, in the first half, they were fairly methodical. Just kind of looked like they were just running their offense just like they see fit. We'll see if they try to go for the early dagger here, or if they're just content just grinding the game out.
So 1st and 10, Courtney Parr, the quarterback. Snap back, he'll hand it off to Ben Thompson, makes one cut and go, cross the 40, cross the 45, still breaking tackles. He's finally run out of bounds by Connor Johnson. But Benjamin Thompson, Billy, the junior, tall kid, really tough to bring down.
Yeah, you know, like I try to not compare high school athletes to pro athletes, but gives me kind of like a Adrian Peterson, Derrick Henry kind of running style. That doesn't mean that he's the athlete they are yet in his young career, but really upright, tall kid, but what a burst. And you can tell he's a strong runner, too. He breaks tackles.
He'll have enough for the first down all the way out to the 49-yard line, where the Pirates will have it 1st and 10. Snap back, hand off to Thompson once again. This time he's met right in the middle by Preston Powell. And the referees blow the whistle quickly as his forward progress is stopped. He'll lose a yard on 1st down.
You know, like many of these Leopards you could say this about, but number 16, Preston Powell for Lorena is going to give you everything he has on every play. And that's the type of kid that Lorena has, right, that allows them to develop their program. Like, you know, there's a lot of Preston Powells on this roster.
2nd down and 11. Snap back, Parr back to pass. Looking to go deep. He's got a man open. That is number 14. Ball a little bit behind James DeGreat, but a good job by Titus Jesperson closing quick, Billy, and he's able to kind of just disrupt the timing just enough for the pass to fall incomplete.
Yeah, Jesperson showing some pretty elite speed there with that closing speed. That's tough to do when the ball is in the air, too, because not only do you have to track the ball, you have to find the player. You know, Brock Daly on there as well. There was a little bit of contact, but the flag stayed in the pocket, setting up a 3rd down here.
So 3rd down and 11. Parker Bottoms, Adrian Medina, Kason Conlon, your linebackers for the Leopards. Snap back to Parr, looking to pass. Now he's going to step up in the pocket, nowhere to go. He's going to avoid the rush, and then Parker Bottoms is going to sack Courtney Parr all the way back at the 45-yard line, closing quickly. He never gives up on the play, Billy, makes the sack, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, I mean, Parker Bottoms chased Parr from the bottom of the field all the way across the field. That is a hustle play. That is something that is a senior in his last high school game showing everyone in the crowd, I don't care what the score is, I'm going to give everything. And what a big sack to get the Leopards a football.
So Vega going to punt the football away for the first time tonight. Giovanni Esqueda back at his own 30-yard line. Brock DeLeon goes back to his own 15 for the Leopards. Punt is away. DeLeon going to catch it at the 21-yard line. This time, no, he's going to drop it. It's going to hit him in the hands and fall down. La Vega is going to recover. That is number 13, Elijah Ramirez, on the recovery. And the Pirates are going to have it 1st and 10 inside the Lorena 20.
Yeah, well-struck punt there by La Vega punter. The ball was in the air a long time and kind of came down funky. But Brock definitely took his eyes off the ball. He tried to make a play before he caught it. Really tough break for Brock DeLeon and this Leopards punt return team, because obviously an offense like La Vega, you don't want to give them any extra possessions. If anything, you want to try to take some from them if you can. But nevertheless, La Vega in business here inside the Lorena 20-yard line.
So they'll have it 1st and 10 at the Leopards' 18-yard line. Parr back out with Thompson in the backfield. Snap back. Hand off Thompson running right. Tries to bounce it outside. And a good job. That is Brock DeLeon, Kason Conlon are able to run him out of bounds. He'll pick up about 5. But not allowing him to turn the corner.
Yeah, really nice job there by Kason Conlon and Brock DeLeon. Kason strung the play out, and anytime you hear the word strung it out, it just means you make the running back keep getting wider and wider and wider, and you try to use that sideline as your 12th defender. And then Brock DeLeon coming in over there to try to help atone for the drop punt, making the tackle.
So 2nd down and 5, ball at the 14-yard line. Snap back, hand off to Thompson. Nowhere to go in the middle. He's going to sidestep. Bottoms turn the corner, and he'll be run out of bounds. We'll have to see where they mark him. Got it about the 7-yard line. It will be enough for a 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Pirates.
Yeah, and you see the power there by the running back, and Parker Bottoms unable to make the tackle at the point of attack. And that play was kind of, it looked like it may have been like some of the players may have thought it was blown dead. It was kind of pedestrian, but you see the explosiveness there from the La Vega running back.
So first and goal in the 7. Snap back, hand off to Thompson. He'll cut back in. Good job by the Leopard defensive line. That interior duo looks like Frosch and Medina in there. Preston Powell as well, Billy, stopping it for a minimal gain.
Yeah, and you see Frosch there getting low. I like how he attacks his gap. Like he's going to try to wreak as much havoc as he possibly can. And a nice job by the second level of the Leopard defense coming up making the stop.
So second and goal. Snap back, hand off to Thompson once again. Behind his offensive lineman on the right side, he will dance his way into the end zone for the 5-yard touchdown run.
Yep, that's just your inside zone running play there. And, you know, you hate to speculate, but, a lot of the Leopard defenders right now, there's a lot of hands on hips. You can see some of their life force kind of drained by that turnover. There's a lot of football left to be played out there, and there's a lot of seniors. And, again, you can still send the seniors out if you go out here and play well here in the second half.
So it's going to be Gael Hernandez on to attempt the extra point for La Vega. Out of the hole to Jabari Thornton, snaps down. Kick is up and good. And with 8:53 left to go here in the third quarter, your new score, La Vega 35, Lorena 0. We'll take a break and come right back. It's the Bam Builders broadcast of Lorena Leopard football.
For more than 70 years, Community Bank and Trust has established a strong legacy of care and trust. Time and technology have changed. Checking and savings accounts haven't gone away. We still provide home loans, business loans, and personal loans. And we also offer state-of-the-art digital banking options. In a world where banking can feel impersonal, we still believe in one-on-one personal care. Community Bank and Trust, a legacy of dependability.
Member FDIC.
Welcome back into Willie Williams Stadium. La Vega up big on the Leopards, 35-0. And Billy, you got to think it's kind of a difficult pill to swallow for that Lorena defense. You get La Vega stopped, and just unfortunately not able to catch the punt, turn it over, and then La Vega goes in and scores another touchdown.
Lorena has faced some really, really, I would say, elite for Central Texas and the surrounding areas, and some from a state standpoint, but none more well-rounded and balanced as La Vega is. Like they're talented at every level on both sides of the ball, and you just can't give that type of team an extra possession, right? Like forget what the score is. You can't let those guys get the ball one extra time.
Kickoff by Hernandez is going to land in the end zone for a touchback, so it'll come out to the 25. Again, 8:53 left to go in the third quarter. So, yeah, still plenty of time for some good things to happen for this Lorena football team, but they've got to know that they can do it, Billy, and kind of dig in here. And as Kevin Johnson likes to say, I love this phrase, kind of bow their neck and show who they are.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, I mean, the message, win this rep, win this possession, win this quarter, like you segment the game down to give still attainable, smart goals to your team to achieve. And you can do that in a game like this.
So first and 10. 2 receivers to the left. Now snap back to DeLeon, or Blancett hands it off to DeLeon. He's going to be tackled a pickup of maybe 2 on first down.
Yeah, and I think, Jared, that the recipe for Lorena's offense to get moving is going to be sticking with that inside run. La Vega up front is extremely well coached, and they're getting off blocks very, very well. But I don't think going the perimeter is going to give you a whole lot. Maybe throwing the ball quick out there, but I think you got to stay patient with that inside running game, and then maybe take some shots deep with the play action.
Second down and 8. DeLeon in motion. Blancett looking to pass. He's going to go down the side, and is almost picked off into double coverage. Intended for Sloan Blackwell, but falls incomplete. That'll bring up third down.
And, Jared, it may just be me, but it seems like every time the ball's in the air, well, not every time, but that's an overgeneralization, but most times that the ball's in the air, there's like 3 gold jerseys around the ball. But it's not a bad read, right? The Leopard receiver is open for a short amount of time. Just highly athletic, well-coached defense breaks on the ball and makes those windows even tighter.
So third down and 8. DeLeon will go in motion one more time. Snap back to Blancett. He'll throw it out. He's got the wheel route. Has DeLeon across the 40. He'll have enough for the first down. He'll be kind of drugged down at the 44. And you could tell that Blancett was going to DeLeon from the moment the ball was snapped.
Outstanding throw by Jackson Blancett there. You have the only way you're going to beat cover 2 is in that pocket outside the numbers, in between the corner and the safety. And you had Brody DeLeon was actually man cover. So not only did you have to count for the corner and the safety, you had a man trailing him. What a dime there by Jackson Blancett. That young man's still competing here in the second half.
1st and 10 for the Leopards at their own 44-yard line. DeLeon a motion out to the right. Now we'll see Zach Espinosa motion out. Quick pass out to the right side. That is Carson Miller. He's going to be hit a few different times, run out of bounds into Pirate territory. About to pick up a 7 on 1st down.
You know, Miller, I'm not even going to call him deceptively fast because he looks fast when you watch him play. But when you watch the other players around him try to get to him, like, he just creates space naturally. Like, he just really can control his body. He's got great feet, and we've seen it all year long. A bona fide playmaker for the Leopards.
2nd down and 3. Snap back, hand off to DeLeon. He's going to fumble it. And it is going to be La Vega on the recovery. That is number 18, Jace Wiley-Jackson. Couldn't tell there, Billy, if Blancett wanted to pull it or not. I think he tried to give it to DeLeon maybe a half step too late. And so the back half of the ball kind of sticking out. DeLeon couldn't really get it into that basket. It falls on the turf, and La Vega recovers.
Yeah, that's a good call, Jared, because I think that's exactly what happened. I think the athleticism of La Vega has Jackson Blancett trying to keep that mesh with the running back just a little longer so he can read that La Vega, whatever player he's reading. That time, Brody kind of got across him. I don't know if he was trying to pull it or give it back, but unfortunately, when you run the zone read or a triple option, those things are going to happen. Just a bad time for it to happen for Lorena.
So La Vega going to take over in Leopard territory at Lorena 47-yard line. Snap back, handoff to Thompson running right, lot of room. 30, 25, 20. He's going to cut back in and be drug out of bounds, but inside the 5-yard line, Adrian Medina pursuing the play is able to drag Thompson out, but not before a huge run has La Vega 1st and goal.
Yeah, you know, you brought up USC earlier in student body right, and you know Thompson reminds me of the old when Nebraska ran that old I they had when they had those outstanding running backs. And, yes, they ran the triple option, but there were times they would just kind of come downhill with your normal power eye, or even sometimes the Maryland eye with a second fullback. He just has that look of a downhill runner, explosive, and you see they're tough to bring down.
So jumbo package now. Tyler, the running back for La Vega, takes the snap, and he will be close to the goal line, knocked down at about the 1-yard line. Good job by Parker Bottoms. Also Gage McCabe and Branson Ocasio.
You know, Jared, and this is Pride 30 right now. If you're a Leopard player, right? Like, this is all about pride. This is all about the logo on your jersey and your brother next to you. Dig deep, try to get a stop.
2nd and goal. Tyler going to take it again. Now he's looking to throw. He's going to toss it into the air. It's going to fall incomplete. I think that's kind of an example of what you don't want to do. Tristan Tyler looked like he was trying to flip it to Jace Wiley-Jackson, but they're going to have to talk about this to make sure that he wasn't past the line of scrimmage.
I mean, it sure looked like it live now. We have a kind of an awkward angle, and, of course, the Leopards get a encroachment penalty. But, yeah, it definitely looked like he was going to cross the goal line and flip. I thought he flipped it early, celebrating at the initial call. But the Leopards get a half the distance penalty against them, setting up a 2nd and goal here.
So now 2nd and goal from inside the 1. Snap back to Tyler. This time he's going to keep it himself. He'll go right over the right side. He'll walk into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, Jared, a little bit of a celebratory dance there at the end that the referee comes over and it becomes a fun police and turns that off. But another turnover for the Leopards, another tough spot for that Leopard defense. It's been battling their hearts out all night long. You know, physically, La Vega right now has all the answers. And Lorena right now is just playing really gutsy football, but just unable to really solve any of those.
That is Escada back on to attempt the extra point for the Pirates. It's up and good, and with 6:16 left to go in the third quarter, your new score, La Vega 42, Lorena nothing. We'll take a break and come right back. It's the Bam Builders broadcast of Lorena Leopard football. Welcome back into Willie Williams Stadium. La Vega capitalizes on another Leopard turnover, Billy. They're now up 42-0. And I think on paper we knew that La Vega had maybe the stronger ball club. I don't know that we foresaw this result.
Well, and I can tell you this, too. From a purely objective standpoint, La Vega is the more disciplined team, right? They're the more fundamental team. Like, they do all the small stuff you don't have to be a superior athlete to do, which is why they're so successful.
Kickoff will go into the end zone for a touchback.
But, you know, like you look at what I talked about earlier about Jimmy's and Joe's versus X's and O's. And, you know, sometimes, like, you know, we've seen it with some individual effort from La Vega. And we've seen that this year from Lorena players, too, just overmatch their opponent. But that's not just what this is either. Like, this is a coaching clinic by Coach Hyde. And the Leopards are doing their best to counter what he's doing. But, you know, when you've got explosive players and you have a really good game plan and you've got foundationally excellent habits and fundamentals, you're tough to beat. And that's what we see. That's what we're seeing here tonight, Jared.
So Blanchett back out, a quarterback for the Leopards. Brody DeLeon to his left. Espinosa will go in motion. Snap back, DeLeon running right. Met at the line of scrimmage. Edison King right there to stop DeLeon for maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah, and it's good to see Zach Taylor. I know we said it a couple of weeks ago. You know, he came back, you know, more than a couple of weeks ago. But it's good to see number 12 for Lorena out there competing. You know, he suffered that, you know, knee injury in the first game of the year, and he was competing his tail off to be a contributor. So it's just good to see him back out there and healthy.
Definitely. Again, we mentioned Landon Manus, the senior center for the Leopards. Brandon Campbell, the senior right guard. Trigger Niemeyer, the senior right tackle. Snap back to Blanchett. Hand off to DeLeon. Running right. Big hole. 25, 30, 35, 40. And he'll push the pile all the way out to the 45-yard line. Big run by DeLeon and an Epperson tractor first down.
Yeah, what a great job there by Willis for La Vega. He was actually being blocked as he made that tackle. And that's one of those things that is so hard to do. He doesn't have any momentum. He's being actually blocked by a Leopard player and blocked well. And Willis is able to break the tackle, or not even break the block, just make the tackle while being blocked. So that was an impressive individual effort, but nice run for Lorena.
Leopards have it 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Snap back. DeLeon running left, trying to turn the corner. He is going to be run down from behind and tackled. That is Jace Wiley-Jackson. Again, just that team speed, Billy, and DeLeon trying to turn that corner but just getting caught.
Yeah, and Wiley Jackson there was able to defeat a Lorena double team and still set the edge of the La Vega defense. And that's a good play call from the Leopard coaching staff. That is just an outstanding individual effort from a La Vega defender.
So 2nd down and 10. Now DeLeon will motion out to the left. Snap back to Blanchett. Looks left. Now he's going to go deep. He's got DeLeon and is going to be picked off. That is number 8, DeAndrick Stewart, who makes the interception. Again, Blanchett kind of throwing that into triple coverage, Billy. DeLeon just couldn't get down there fast enough. Was able to knock Stewart down, but just not the throw that you want there.
Yeah, he took that read, which I think was his primary read. If he'd have kind of, and I get why he probably didn't do it because the La Vega pass rush has been so good tonight. But if he went to a secondary or third read, he had more open over the middle of the field because you had that safety going over the top of DeLeon. But I like taking the shot. I like staying aggressive. But that's one that you'll look on films and they'll clean that up.
So La Vega takes over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. New quarterback in the game for La Vega. That is number 13, Elijah Ramirez. He will fake the zone read and keep it himself. He'll have it all the way out to the 38-yard line and enough for a first down.
And don't look now, La Vega adds another another part of their offense now you have to account for your Leopard defender, the QB run game, which we haven't seen a ton of today. Now, Parr scrambled effectively, we saw earlier in the first half, but that was a downhill run by 13 from La Vega, and he looks like a load to bring down too, Jared.
Jordan Walker in the game at running back for La Vega. A couple of receivers to the left. Leopards show blitz. They come on it. The handoff is to Walker. He's around the right side. Almost tackled by his own guy there, Billy.
Yeah, he looked like he tried to hurdle Titus Jesperson there. Jesperson wasn't going to have it, and he did. He basically had to hurdle 20 for Lorena and right into his own guy. But it looked like a Jeremiah Love impersonation there. I think everyone's trying to hurdle people these days.
Luke Lavender in the ball game for the Leopards. Keaton Leonard as well. Got Zachary Espinosa and Connor Johnson as your safeties. 2nd down and 2. Snap back to Ramirez. Handoff. That is number 23, Jordan Walker, flagged down. Looked like Casey Conlon had set the edge there, Billy, and got turned sideways. The lineman wouldn't let him go, so flag comes down. That'll be a hold against La Vega.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about bright spots, and I'm sure we'll discuss this post-game as well, but, you know, the senior class is going to be sorely missed. This has been a senior class that's been through a lot of adversity. That's been one of those classes that, you know, went into 4A when Lorena was 3A, then they got, you know, moved into 4A and kind of, you know, thrown to the fray, so to speak. But if you look at the underclassmen and kind of what Lorena has, you know, Case and Conlon, and we talk about Preston Powell, you know, we got Sloan Blackwell. I mean, you got. I mean, we've talked about, you know, Espinosa. Like, you got a lot of playmakers out there cutting their teeth against one of the best teams. I think the best team they've seen all night, and still making plays.
So 2nd down and 12. Snap back. Ramirez going to keep it this time. He'll run around the right side. And to your point, Billy, Zachary Espinosa comes up and takes down the much bigger Elijah Ramirez. Espinosa goes low, stops him for about a gain of 6, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 6.
Yeah, you know, Zach Espinosa is one of those kids when you played in the playground and you were picking teams, he may not be the first guy you pick, but as soon as you start playing, you're like, man, I'm glad we have that guy, or I wish I'd have picked him first. Incredible football instincts. I mean, he hasn't played a ton of defense this year, and he's out there making plays, Jared. Like, he's become a playmaker on this defense.
So 3rd down and 6. Leopard showing blitz again. Snap back to Casey Conlon in the backfield. Handoff goes to Jordan Walker, who runs right. He'll have enough for the first down into Lorena territory.
You know, sorry, Jared, talking about those youngsters, it's not a mirage that you see La Vega running away from 25, right? Case and Conlon. They're aware how active he is on that side setting the edge. So in clear running downs, they're just basically trying to take him out of the play by making him, you know, basically keep his position for the QB run game and the zone read game, and they're just running around the other side.
So it'll be 1st down for the Pirates in Lorena territory. Ball spotted at the 47-yard line. Again, Elijah Ramirez, the quarterback for the Pirates now. He'll take the snap. This time he'll keep it himself. He'll bounce it outside around the left side across the 40. Puts his head down, dragging Luke Lavender before Lavender finally is able to wrestle him down out of bounds, but he'll have another Pirate first down.
Yeah, Jared, there was a late flag thrown over there. Maybe there was a hit out of bounds as well. We'll see what the referees, when they sort it out.
Under a minute left to go here in the 3rd quarter. We'll wait for the call. So looks like, to your point, Billy, there's a late hit out of bounds, so it'll add 15 yards.
You know, you talked about bow in your neck here. Definitely another situation for this Leopard defense is the game is no longer in doubt, but what you're looking for is the pride of your unit, proud of the school, and playing for your brothers and your your seniors. If you're a senior, playing the last moments of your career in most cases, but you're looking for one of these guys down here to make an individual effort, make a big play, get some momentum back on your sideline.
So Ramirez is going to take the snap, hand it off to, as a wide receiver taking the jet sweep. That is number 24, Josh Majors. He's going to be hit hard out of bounds.
And you got a Leopard slow to get up here, Jared. I can't see the number just yet.
It looks like it's number 16. That'd be Preston Powell. I think he was kind of on a block and took the brunt of that hit from Majors.
And he's up walking off the field, Jared, so he appears to be okay. And the student trainers for Lorena out on the field making sure the Leopards stay hydrated. They do such a great job. Doc Diaz in that group, I know you're very proud of at least one of those staff members on that training crew.
Proud of all of them, but certainly love the ownership that they take in taking care of the players. Of course, Cooper, one of my sons out there, really is taking ownership of making sure the players are healthy, hydrated, even during the week at practice, and also on Friday nights as well. Well, with that, the clock is going to run down to 0. That is going to be the end of the third quarter. Your score, La Vega 42, Lorena nothing. We'll take a break, come right back. It is the Syntex Pond broadcast of Lorena Leopard football.
Tractors invites you to save big on their full lineup of new DYM tractors. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a full-time rancher, we offer tractors ranging from 25 to 75 horsepower. Why choose Epperson? They're proud to be the 2024 TYM Dealership of the Year. Come meet their expert team of tractor pros who can help you find the horsepower you need with a deal you'll love. Epperson Tractor Sales and Service, where service is in our name.
Season, and we can create your outdoor tailgating spaces that is actually a part of your home. Bifold doors that tie in the inside and the outside, and you can gain anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 square feet living space, all while taking in the big game poolside. Call us at Gather & Co Kitchen and Bath, where we can create your unique tailgating space.
Welcome back in. Teams will switch ends, this time going from one end to the other. It'll be third down and about 2 for La Vega inside the Leopard 10. Billy, we see maybe not see it on the screen, but the Lorena cheerleaders over on the home side sharing the Central Texas love between these two schools. Always good to see the communities coming together.
Yeah, 100%. And the Leopard cheerleading crew down here doing some flyer tricks, which I know because my daughter is now taking cheerleading, and getting a pretty good response from the La Vega crowd. So that was good to see.
All right, Elijah Ramirez, the quarterback for La Vega. He's going to hand it off on the jet sweep. Close to a first down. I don't think he got it, Billy. That is number 9 for La Vega, Keith Spratt. So we'll have to see where they mark him. It's about the 7-yard line. I believe they need the 6. So it is going to be 4th down and 1.
Be interesting to see here what La Vega goes to. If they go to
correction, 3rd down and 1.
Back to the zone read look, or if they just go with a like a power, like a gap scheme, pull a guard. Will be interesting to see what they call here.
Snap back to Ramirez, handoff to Jordan Walker, bounces it out around the right side, and he will walk in the end zone. There is a flag down, though. Looked like Sloan Blackwell kind of got mauled on that right side by the right tackle, so flag comes in late.
Yeah, great call, Jared. Normally when you see an offensive lineman standing next to a yellow flag and he looks kind of like his hand got caught in the cookie jar, it's a pretty good inclination that it was a holding and he's guilty of it.
I bet you never got caught with your hand in the cookie jar growing up.
I got caught with both hands in it on multiple occasions. All gas, no brakes.
I would love to meet Mama Rutherford sometime and talk to her and get some Billy the Kid stories.
Well, in high school, after games on Saturdays, we'd go up to the field house and watch film and do workouts. And after that, majority of the football team, and I say majority, like 20-plus people normally would come over to my house, and my mom and dad would cook us breakfast, and we'd sit around and play, whatever gaming console was in vogue at the time. And the Rutherfords definitely did a lot of cooking for the Leopard football team, and I know a lot of parents listening, if you're not here tonight, have done the same.
So 3rd down and goal. Ramirez is going to take the snap and walk into the end zone. I'm not sure why there's no penalty yardage marked off there, Billy, but nonetheless, Ramirez takes it in, and now a late flag flies right around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why there wasn't any penalty yardage marked off, because if they picked up the flag, it was a Vega touchdown.
Right, so.
But anyway, La Vega converts on the next play, the QB run. Nice cutback from that young man, and we'll see what the penalty is. The extracurricular penalty is normally this is going to be an unsportsmanlike, probably a late hit or something was said.
All right, so we get the explanation from the head referee, offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. The touchdown is good. And now Kevin Johnson going to be out to talk to the referee. I think he's wanting an answer to why they didn't mark off the penalty yards. I think you're a play late on that, Coach. So the Leopards will make some substitutions. It's going to be number 32, Gael Hernandez, on to attempt the extra point for the Pirates.
Great enunciation on that too, my friend. The Leopards slow to get some guys off the field here. The flow of the game is definitely broken down here, Jared.
Yeah, yes. Snapback kick is up and good. And with 10:52 left to go in the game, the new score, La Vega 49, Lorena nothing. We'll take a break and come right back. It's Lorena Leopard football powered by Rogue Media.
Syntex Pond, Waco, Hewitt, Temple, and Killeen. Here to help you with all your cash flow needs. Bring in all items of value for quick, hassle-free loans or sell them at a fair value and receive the best customer service in Central Texas. From Rolexes to firearms, our experienced staff is here to help when you need cash with compassion and understanding. Check out our Google reviews and come see for yourself. We are proud supporters of Lorena Leopard football. Syntex Pond. We are not in the loan or merchandise business. We are in the people business. Come check us out.
Welcome back in. La Vega up big, 49-0. Of course, Pirates, the district champions.
And we've got some pre-kick flags on the field here, Jared, so the flow of the game continues to go down a spiral.
We had a pretty good pace of the game going, but not sure what happened. The officials are going to talk while the La Vega High School Marching Band percussion plays. So sideline warning against Lorena. And somebody was in kind of that white area along the sideline as the official was trying to run down.
Possibly still discussing the holding penalty that we've had a lot of head scratchers this year with officiating, and I know that there's a shortage, and I know these guys work incredibly hard and in mass they do a fantastic job. This is a difficult sport to officiate as fast as this play, especially at Texas, but we've had some head scratchers this year, no doubt.
So everything seems ready to go. Ball is on the tee. Kickoff for La Vega. It's going to be caught at the 6-yard line. I believe that is Titus Jesperson on the reception. Good run back for that young man. And, of course, flags flying everywhere. And this is certainly not what we wanted to see happen, Billy.
No, and that's always the risk. You know, we talked a little bit about it pregame, but an emotional game like this for Lorena being for the seniors' last game, but also this has been a rivalry of sorts over the years. Now tonight's game is obviously one-sided, and La Vega's been a premier program in the state of Texas for a very, very long time. But there has been always like a healthy rivalry between these two groups. But generally, you get a one-sided game like this, and you've got some guys from La Vega that maybe haven't played as much as they want to this year. They're trying to make a name for themselves. And then you got some guys on the Lorena side that maybe just be like, hey, man, like, what are you trying to do, Rudy? Like, chill. So there's always that propensity for tempers to flare and things that unfortunately unravel. Hopefully this officiating crew can get a hold of it, and we can finish this out the right way.
So it looks like they got it sorted out.
Nice return by Titus Jesperson, though, was lost in all of the extracurricular stuff that we don't need. Nice job by Titus Jesperson. And as the season's gone on, that young man has earned more playing time and done well with it, right? Like, he hasn't looked like it was too fast for him. It hasn't looked like the lights were too bright. Like, that kid's a playmaker. And I think for a Lorena fan, keep your eye on number 20 and as he develops through the program.
And now plays continue to be stopped as Don Hyde is going to have a question for the officials, and
I don't think he's pleased with whatever he was talking about, Jared.
Well, saw Kyle Coates come over and give a handshake to Tristan Tyler, so they seemed to, if there were any any ill issues going on there, they seem to have resolved it. But it's going to be Leopard football, 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Snap back to Blancett. He'll hand it off to Brody DeLeon. Ball's out, fumble on the turf. It is going to be recovered. That is number 24, Josh Majors. He'll be tackled by Zachary Espinosa. But another turnover for the Leopards. And Billy, we're doing all we can to avoid saying that the wheels have proverbially come off, but I think we may be approaching that point.
Yeah, I mean, essentially you have a very emotionally and physically wounded Lorena team, drive up 35 north here to Belmead to play, again, the best team I think they've played all season, top to bottom as far as athleticism as well as coaching. And it's personifying right in front of our eyes right now.
So 1st and 10 for the Pirates at the Lorena 47-yard line. Elijah Ramirez still the quarterback for the Pirates. Ocasio, Hatton, Frosch, all there in the defensive line. And now he's going to fumble. It's going to be picked up by Branson Ocasio. He'll run the other way. And just like that, the Leopards get the ball back, Billy.
Yeah, Ocasio there, Johnny on the spot. It was almost like he was Easter egg hunting. Was kind of just standing there, and the ball squirted out right in front of him. He picked it up, kind of like, well, I can go try to score here. Big-time break for the Leopard defense, right? Get the ball back. When it seemed like, when it seemed like the wheels proverbially may have fallen off, there's still one rolling. Ocasio with the big-time fumble recovery there and set up the Leopards here now in plus territory.
And really, Trey Frosch kind of getting deep penetration and kind of forcing Jordan Walker to go a different direction. And Leopards have the ball 1st and 10 at the La Vega 47-yard line. Snap back to Blancett. He'll hand it off to DeLeon again, running right behind the senior Hunter Deloney. Also Sloan Blackwell. He'll cross the 45 down to the 42, give him a pickup of about 5 on 1st down.
Yeah, nice run there by Brody DeLeon, and I like giving him the ball right back after he puts it on the grass or the turf. But, Jared, what I really, really like is you see Campbell and Niemeyer over there teaming up on a double team against one of the La Vega linebackers and celebrating after it. So there's still plenty of fire and want to in that Leopard offense.
So 2nd down and 5. Snap back, hand off to Brody DeLeon, running right. Trigger Niemeyer and Sloan Blackwell double teaming their man 20 yards down the field. So we see Trigger Niemeyer definitely still wanting it here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and we talk about it a lot, and it's not hyperbole. Trigger's like that one of those kids you have in your team that a quiet kid, and off the field he's as good as it gets, but on the field he plays to the echo of the whistle, and he plays a little nasty, and I mean that in the most complimentary way for a football offensive lineman to play. And him and Sloan still getting after these La Vega defenders.
Third down and about 4. Snap back. DeLeon takes it running left. Try to get to the edge. He'll cut back. He'll break a tackle. He'll cross down near the 35 or the 36, and that'll be enough for an Epperson Tractor first down. Good running from Brody DeLeon, knowing when to cut.
What a great cut, Jared. To your point there, and just the vision Brody DeLeon has, because Coach Hyde had something dialed up there that was perfect for that running play. Almost too good, and Brody was able to cut back. Similar to what we've seen La Vega running backs do tonight, Brody DeLeon shows that he's explosive, and he sees the field well, too.
So Leopards have it 1st and 10 after the Epperson Tractor first down. Ball at the 36-yard line. Snap back. Blanchett going to keep it. Go down the line. He's got Carson Miller just off the mark. That's number 24, Josh Majors, in coverage. I think he was able to get a hand on it, Billy, knock it down.
Yeah, the ball was just a tad underthrown for that matchup. I think if you ask Jackson, he wants to put that ball more to the sideline so that way Carson Miller can go up and high point it. But nevertheless, it was a 50-50 ball, and a nice job by the La Vega cornerback.
Second down at 10. Snap back, hand off to DeLeon, up the middle. Makes a couple of guys miss, falls forward. He'll pick up about, call it 4 on second down. And again, good job by DeLeon to fall forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's fourth quarter senior out there giving it his all, getting positive yards, setting up a third and manageable here.
Third down, call it 6. Leopards need to get to the 26-yard line. Snap back. Blanchett looking to throw. He's got a man. Carson Miller on the slant. Makes the catch inside the 10-yard line. A big Epperson Tractor first down, and Leopards have it 1st and goal.
Yeah, Jared, I've said it all year long, but really good things happen when you throw it to Carson Miller. When you get the ball to 8, good things happen for this Leopard team. Really nice route. That looked like an RPO. May have just been a play action again. Lorena runs it so well, sometimes it's hard to tell. And Jackson Blanchett steps into a throw where he took a lick on. That was well executed.
Fired a little sidearm there and still had enough on it to get it to Miller. 1st and goal for the Leopards at the 7-yard line. Blanchett's got it, goes into the end zone for Carson Miller. I think he was trying to throw that back shoulder fade, sort of went to the front shoulder, Billy. Falls incomplete.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, if this was a video game and I had Carson Miller on my squad, I'd be calling the same thing. He's a mismatch for anyone to cover him. That time looks like La Vega switching up cornerbacks now. They're going to put someone else on Miller as Coach Hyde sees what we're seeing. But I think anytime you can get the ball to 8, it's especially out there if he's one-on-one covered. But with the leverage that the cornerback is playing on him now, maybe do more like a slant or a crosser to the back of the end zone.
2nd and goal. Snap back. DeLeon running the wheel route wide open in the corner. He jumps up and makes the catch into the end zone. Touchdown, Lorena Leopards. Touchdown, Brody DeLeon. The 7-yard touchdown pass from Jackson Blanchett.
Great throw, great catch. Unfortunately, Jared,
DeLeon's down.
Yeah, I'm going to pause my exuberance real quick because DeLeon went down kind of awkward when he caught that ball. He came down expecting a big hit, a little strange too. But that doesn't take away from that throw from Jackson Blanchett. Right on the money, perfectly timed. And what a catch by Brody DeLeon.
He's able to get up under his own power and kind of limp off the field. Lorena head athletic trainer Isaac Diaz kind of following after him. But Leopards will attempt the extra point. Connor Johnson out of the hole to Parker Bottoms. Snap down, kick is up, and it is good. And with 7:35 left to go in the ballgame, the Leopards get on the board. Your new score is La Vega 49, Lorena 7. We'll take a break and come back. This is the Syntex Pawn broadcast of Lorena Leopard football. Welcome back in. Leopards go 8 plays, 47 yards, Billy. The final 7 yards, the touchdown pass from Jackson Blancett to Brody DeLeon.
Yeah, and it wasn't a complex recipe there either. It's get the ball to DeLeon, get the ball to Carson Miller, let the offensive line kind of cook a little bit, as you saw Niemeyer and Campbell and those guys get after it. And against some reserves for La Vega, but really talented athletes on that side of the ball, no matter who they put out there. And a big-time touchdown drive in a fourth-quarter game like this where, you could see easily a team kind of just go into cruise control, just let the clock tick out. Leopard offense putting points on late here, competing.
We'll have to see what the Leopards decide to do, if they want to go for an onside kick or just want to kick it deep. Connor Johnson going to kick it deep down the right side. It's going to be caught about the 20-yard line. That is Josh Majors. Breaking tackles, running right across the 40. Flags down. He is going to be wrestled out of bounds by Gage McCabe way down the field inside the Lorena 35-yard line. And Billy, while they're going to mark this penalty off, we talk about all the seniors on the football field. Another group of seniors, obviously we got some senior cheerleaders, but another group that we really haven't had a chance to talk about outside of a few moments at halftime is obviously the award-winning Lorena High School marching band and legacy dance team. And I know like a big group of seniors in the band led by, and I want to give a shout out to one of their percussionists, Rowan Humphreys. They do things with drumsticks that you and I could only imagine, and just do a phenomenal job keeping the crowd in it week in, week out. And so just want to give a shout out to the band. Again, the band director, Damon Vela, doing a great job year in, year out. And so going to do, those band members put in as much time, if not more, than all the athletes. Starting in the summer, they have marching shows on the weekends after football games sometimes. So putting in hours and hours of work, and obviously their parents doing a great job getting them everywhere they need to be as well. So don't want to slight the band, the cheerleaders, the legacy dance team, everybody who it's the final game of the 2025 football season.
Yeah, in the summer when the football players are out there and it's 100 degrees and everyone's talking about how hot it is for them, the band's out there practicing, the cheerleaders are out there practicing, the legacy dance team's out there practicing, like the trainers are out there. Like it's truly a team effort. And I say this a lot to people in the community, even if you're not into Lorena football, come out to a game, at a home game, experience the community, and the price of admission is worth just to see the band.
We've marked the penalty off, 1st and 10 for the Pirates. That is number 24, Josh Majors, is drugged down by Gage McCabe. Could have been a horse collar there, Billy, but the flags are going to stay in the pocket. 7:14 left to go. Or did we see a flag come down? We did. So it is a horse collar tackle. I didn't see a flag come out, but pretty much the dictionary definition of the Roy Williams rule.
100%. It looked like the line judge just dropped it kind of where he was standing when he made the call, because I didn't see the flag either. But that was a pretty blatant horse collar. I think that was probably a textbook interpretation of that one.
So mark off 15 yards, put it down at the La Vega 49-yard line. Clock running under 7 minutes now. 1st and 10 for the Pirates. Snap back to Elijah Ramirez, handing it off to Josh Majors, and James Frosch wraps him up, pushes him back, and they blow the whistle quickly before Frosch can take him down. And you got about 250 pounds landing on about 180.
Yeah, it looks like Frosch came up a little gimpy as he gets off the field, but that young man has played his heart out tonight. I mean, you could say that he's going to look back on this game, and, it's weird, the games you remember, you don't always remember the good ones, unfortunately, but he's going to look back on this game, and regardless of the score, he's going to be very proud of his individual effort.
So 2nd down and 14. Snap back, hand off to Majors. Ball's down on the floor again. Thomas Durr in there, dives on it. We'll see if Leopards can make the recovery. La Vega's able to recover it, but Thomas Durr, another senior there, Billy, getting right in the thick of things. almost makes a big play with his first fumble recovery of the season.
Yeah, Durr's been super active since he's been brought into the game. You can see that's a young man that's making the most out of this opportunity.
The Pirates going in the wrong direction. Loss of some more yardage has it all the way back at their own 41-yard line. Play clock inside 10 now. Under 5.5 minutes left to play. Third down and about 18. Leopards coming on a blitz. Hand off to Majors. Sloan Blackwell tries to make the tackle. Majors is going to be run out of bounds. And, another flag down. We'll have to see the call. Certainly looked like it could have been a hold against the lineman guarding or trying to block Sloan Blackwell.
Yeah, Sloan's a tough matchup for anybody. He's extremely long. He's a powerful young man, and he's able to gain separation. That time he did, and they pulled his jersey. But, never mind, Jared.
Wow. It's going to be another personal foul against the Leopards, illegal hands to the face. I didn't see that. They called it against Marley Hamilton. Hamilton's a young man they brought up from the JV earlier this year. Has played, spot duty, but done a good job when he's been in, especially on special teams. But maybe just got a little inside. Sometimes you can get under that face mask a little bit, and there's nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah, once your leverage is established, it's really hard. It's really hard to pull that hand back without completely losing your leverage. So it happens.
1st and 10 for La Vega. Ramirez with the carry. We see Adrian Medina in on the play, and can't quite see who else was out there, but players separating each other, so game stays civil. Pickup of about 4 on first down.
Yeah, I set up here a second when you think about 6, Jared, and a lot of youngsters out there for Lorena. Like we've seen it all year long, though, just because of injuries. But it's nice to see some of these youngsters out there getting some valuable time, and also some seniors getting some time as well.
See Keaton Leonard in the ballgame on the near side corner for the Leopards. 2nd down and 6. Majors with the carry again. This time he's running all over the place. Kason Conlon going to come up from the backside, never giving up on the play, Billy, and he's going to tackle Josh Majors, who was trying to, create something out of nothing, and it's going to end up being a loss of about 5 yards on 2nd down.
Yeah, Conlon was a Sam on the bottom side of the field. Timed his run fit perfectly. The ball was ran away from him. He was able to track their ball carrier down just by pure hustle. And I know the score is what it is, but there's been some individual efforts tonight for Lorena that have been super, super positive, and he's one of them.
3:20 and counting. 3rd down and 12 now. Snap back. Ramirez is going to keep it himself. Kind of a big pile up there around the original line of scrimmage. Maybe give him a gain of 1. Again, as the clock dips under 3 minutes, I want to remind everyone to stick around for our post game. We'll have Billy go down and have a conversation with Leopards head coach Kevin Johnson. Also, our presentation of the Joe Pack Player of the Game Award. Bill, I think there's a couple of guys that have played well that we could give it to, and I think certainly fitting as we put an end on this season. But I want to remind everyone to stick around for that.
It's been a great atmosphere. I mean, the game wasn't competitive from the beginning, and that's just a testament to how well La Vega's playing right now. They're playing as well as anyone we've seen all year long. But what an atmosphere. Class acts here at La Vega ISD, from Justin Peoples all the way down to Coach Hyde and just everyone here at the administration. We always get treated so incredibly well. And I'm really excited when we visit here again to see all the renovations they're doing, because this place is heavily under construction right now. But if you look at the concept drawings, the student body here at La Vega is getting exactly what they deserve, a top-notch facility, not only to play sports in, but also get an education. But I can't say enough about this Leopard team, and all the adversity they faced this year. There's been a ton of times during the year that you could have expected maybe they take their foot off the gas. Breaks didn't always go their way, and they continue to play hard even down to the last minutes of the season.
Well, Vega going to punt the football. It'll roll out of bounds at about the Lorena 14-yard line. So 2:11 left to go in this game. Billy, we'll go ahead and keep it right here. Try to look and see. Wanted to get some updated scores rather from around the area. Again, kind of an interesting game down there in Gatesville with the Conley Cadets leading early in that ball game. Updated score, I just can't believe this. It says Waco Conley 53, Gatesville nothing.
Whoa.
So if the playoff seedings had already been set, maybe Gatesville sat some of their players. Robinson up big on China Spring, 33-7. Snap back, the Leopards take over. Handoff. That is Brody DeLeon once again. Big carry. He'll pick up 11 on first down and have an Epperson Tractor first down. So Brody DeLeon not content to just roll over and lay down on that. That's going to take us to the 2-minute timeout. Tell you what, we'll take a quick break, come right back. This is the Syntex Pawn and Bam Builders broadcast of Lorena Leopard football.
Come see us at the Sonic in Lorena, 302 North Frontage Road. Rewards and half-price drinks on the app. Sign up today.
For more than 70 years, Community Bank and Trust has established a strong legacy of care and trust. Time and technology have changed. Checking and savings accounts haven't gone away. We still provide home loans, business loans, and personal loans. And we also offer state-of-the-art digital banking options. In a world where banking...
Welcome back in. First and 10. Hand off to DeLeon. Up the middle, picks up about 6 on first down. So good, tough running from Brody DeLeon.
And Brody DeLeon's one of those guys on the team that I suspect will play at the next level in some capacity if he wants to. He has those tools, but you wouldn't know that by watching him in this last drive. I mean, he is playing like this. These are his last seconds to ever wear that uniform, and the football guy in me just loves that for that young man. Another good run there by DeLeon, and again, just competing to the very, very end.
Yeah, he'll take it across the 35 where he'll have enough for an Epperson Tractor first down and just more extracurricular activities. Billy, this is definitely not what we want to see.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I don't think Brody DeLeon thought he was ever down, so he continued to run, which was kind of like the shoving match. And I'm gonna go on a little bit of a little Brody DeLeon thing here. We saw him catch the touchdown, came up a little, a little gingerly. He's still got a noticeable limp, and he's out there in between the whistles playing as hard as he possibly can. And that shows every young player, whether you're on the sideline, on the field, or in the stands, or watching at home on YouTube, that shows you exactly what that's exactly what you need, right? That mentality, not just on the football field in all walks of life, but we're covering a football game here. But Brody DeLeon refusing to go out, like a couple people on the Lorena sideline were kind of waving him over. He said no, he's going to finish this one out, and he's going to finish it out as hard as he started it.
First and 10 for the Leopards at their own 38. Snap back. Blanchett going to keep it this time. Jensen Myers in the ball game at left tackle for the Leopards. Blanchett going to be dropped for loss of about 3 on first down.
Yeah, it's one of those situations there, too. You got a lot of young, hungry La Vega defenders, and you have a Lorena quarterback who, up until last week, and I'm sure, he only played one half last week, but led the district in passing. So you don't want to take too many hits at this stage of the game if you're Jackson Blanchett.
Snap back, handoff to DeLeon running right. He's going to cut up, make a couple of guys miss, runs over a guy, and he is across the 40 to about the 43-yard line.
And another very late flag, Jared, from the back judge.
It's late. I don't even see it on the field. Oh, down there I'm looking at the wrong side of the field. called holding, which I don't.
Well, judging by 71 Niemeyer's reaction, maybe he got the number wrong because he looked pretty perplexed.
Which can happen from time to time. Now, one other thing I want to say, you mentioned Jackson Blansett not taking too many hits, and that's key. You know, he's also a key contributor to the Lorena High School basketball team. Basketball gets started tomorrow for the boys. The girls started earlier this week. The girls will have their first game, actually a real game, on Tuesday as they travel to Fairfield. We mentioned that with Coach Morris last week.
That's a great interview by Coach Morris.
Snap back, DeLeon running right. Big hole, crosses the 30, turns the corner, and he'll run out of bounds across the 35. You still see Trigger Niemeyer, Brandon Campbell, team blocking all the way down. That's going to be the final play of the game. And, Billy, that kind of sums up today's game as Trigger Niemeyer, Brandon Campbell jogging off the field together for seemingly the final time. So your final score tonight, La Vega 49, Lorena 7. But tough game for the Leopards to end it on, but good to see the effort all the way through the final whistle.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you wouldn't expect anything less from those two young men, but it was very storybook to see them trot off the field, giving each other a little dap as they ran off the field with an impressive double team about 12, 15 yards downfield.
We'll keep it here for a few moments longer. Just want to make sure that handshake line goes well. Then we'll step aside, let you get down to the field for your interview with Leopards head coach Kevin Johnson. Also our Joe Pack player of the game, or maybe players of the game presentation. Try to give a little tease there. Handshake line looks good. Tell you what, Josh, we'll go ahead and throw it to a commercial. Again, your final, La Vega 49, Lorena 7. We'll take a break and come back and start our Aquanauts Custom Pool and Spa postgame show. You're watching Lorena Leopard football, powered by Rogue Media.
Number one for a reason. We started building sheds in 1981. Most of them are still standing. That's because our sheds are made to last right here in the USA. Customize yours to get exactly what you want. Then we deliver and install for you. With finance and payment options, you might be surprised at how affordable a Tough Shed is. Design your dream shed or garage at toughshed.com and visit our Waco showroom located at 7705 Woodway Drive near Santa Fe Drive. Dream, design, deliver, install. Tough Shed.
Leopard fans, looking to build the home of your dreams? Look no further than BAM Builders, your trusted local custom home builder. From foundation to finish, BAM brings your vision to life with quality, craftsmanship, and a team that truly cares. It's time to build something amazing right here in Leopard Country. Call 254-716-9987 or visit builtbybam.com to get started. That's builtbybam.com. BAM Builders, built with heart, built for you. Hey, Leopard fans.
Jefferson Tractors invites you to save big on their full lineup of new DYM tractors. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a full-time rancher, we offer tractors ranging from 25 to 75 horsepower. Why choose Jefferson? They're proud to be the 2024 TYM Dealership of the Year. Come meet their expert team of tractor pros who can help you find the horsepower you need with a deal you'll love. Jefferson Tractor Sales and Service, where service is in our name.
Rose Painting will stand behind that.
What do I love about Yellow Rose? What I love about Yellow Rose is the connections, is getting to meet people and bring joy into their life, take their most important asset and make it more beautiful.
You'll find companies out there that are willing to sell you what you want to hear, but they won't stand behind what they sell you. And Yellow Rose Painting will stand behind that.
It's football season, and we can create your outdoor tailgating spaces that is actually a part of your home. Bifold doors that tie in the inside and the outside, and you can gain anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 square feet living space, all while taking in the big game, poolside. Call us at Gather & Co. Kitchen and Bath, where we can create your unique tailgating space.
Sonic in Lorena, 302 North Frontage Road. Rewards and half-price drinks on the app. Sign up today.
Welcome back into Willie Williams Stadium here tonight. The La Vega Pirates defeat the Lorena Leopards 49-7. With the loss, the Leopards drop to 3-7 for the year, 1-4 in district play. La Vega moves to 8-2 on the year. They run the table in district 5-0. Looking at some final stats first for the Pirates, rushing the ball, Benjamin Thompson, 13 carries for 133 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Elijah Ramirez had 8 carries for 41 yards. Tristan Tyler, 7 carries for 36 yards. Jordan Walker, a couple of carries, 17 yards. Josh Majors, 4 carries for 15 yards. Keith Spratt had 1 carry for a couple of yards. Passing-wise for the Pirates, Courtney Parr, 10 of 14 on the night, 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jabari Thornton, 5 catches for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns. Marcus Jackson, 1 catch, 34 yards. DeMarcus Daniel also had 4 catches for 23 yards. It looks like Billy has Leopards head coach Kevin Johnson, so we are going to send it down to the field right now for his post-game conversation with Lorena head coach Kevin Johnson. Well, they're kind of moving a little bit. So now we will apologize, everyone. Looks like we're having to move to make way for another senior walk. Popular tradition among schools here in Central Texas. So I'm going to have to look here. It looks like, okay, Josh, I think we're going to wait until that is over. So I'm going to go ahead and continue with stats. When we flip it over to the Lorena side of the ball, rushing Brody Daly on 24 carries for 198 yards. Passing Jackson Blance at 10 of 19 for 113 yards and a touchdown. Carson Miller, 4 catches for 55 yards. Brody DeLeon, 3 catches for 24 yards and a touchdown. Brock DeLeon had 2 catches for 28 yards. So Brody DeLeon goes over the 100-yard mark for combined yards once again this year. Trey Moore also had 1 catch for 6 yards. But again, the offense is struggling against this La Vega defense all night. And again, final score is La Vega 49, Lorena 7. I'll tell you what, we'll step aside for one more commercial break. When we come back, we should be able to get Billy and Leopards head coach Kevin Johnson. You're watching the Aquanauts Custom Pool and Spa postgame show. This is Lorena Leopard football powered by Rogue Media.
I'm Rusty Robinson with Aquanauts Custom Pool and Spa, where quality and design makes the difference. We specialize in gunite pools, remodels, fiberglass pools. We've got all the selections here in the office between your tile, your coping, your veneer, top-of-the-line equipment, concrete finishes, and anything else that you need. We've got glass tiles, pebble plaster, top-of-the-line travertine coping, and 3cm, 5cm bullnose, anything that you could want on the pool. We're going to come out to the house, do a 3D design, get everything you need so that we can see your house, your pool, in your yard so that we can make any adjustments.
Welcome back into Willie Williams Stadium. Still waiting on Leopards head coach Kevin Johnson, but we are going to go down to the field right now where Billy is with tonight's Joe Pack Players of the Game award winners. Billy, go ahead and take it away.
All right, thanks, Jared. I'm here with tonight's. You know what? No, you guys both together. Joe Pack Player of the Game award earned Brandon Campbell and Trigger Niemeyer. Guys, it was the game didn't go how we all wanted, right? But to watch you guys execute in the second half on your double teams, blocking guys 12, 15 yards down the field, to the echo of the whistle, as I like to say, But just a little bit about the chemistry between you two. You guys clearly are close, play extremely well together. Here, I'll let you guys, you have joint custody. But just thoughts on the game and just the camaraderie between you two and the memories you guys made.
Oh, play for fun, and that's how you have to play the game.
Yeah, I can say the same thing. I mean, we've been playing together like a long time. I love playing next to them. I mean, it's great. I mean, knowing that we both know what we're going to do, how to execute our jobs, it's just awesome. I don't have to feel any stress. Just know what we're going to do.
So, your favorite memory, and I know you don't want to say on TV, but just say, you'll all remember.
I think the lineman football at team dinners, when we 7 at team dinners and just have fun, even though we're linemen, like quarterbacks.
See you guys on the field. You guys can move.
Yes, I love. That was an awesome for me. I love it.
Yeah, the Melic probably one of the more exciting ones to go down the books. And I got to ask you guys, your seniors, what next?
Go to college, get a job, and work.
Are you?
Yes.
I haven't decided yet. Most likely MCC or radiology, and just get a job.
Well, that's it. And I have to ask you guys, I ask everyone this. I mean, first of all, it's been a treat covering you guys this year. Like, you're not supposed to have favorites, but I love offensive line. But if you guys were an ice cream flavor.
Cookie two-step. It has a mix of all the best flavors.
That is a fantastic answer, Trigger.
I don't even know. I just like cookie and cream.
Well, there you have it. Guys, it's been a treat covering y'all. I wish you both the best in your careers. And just as in my humble opinion, you both play the game the way I played it and the way I think it should be played, to the echo of the whistle with tenacity. We talk about it, you guys, a lot on the broadcast. And let me be the first to congratulate you on winning the Joe Pack Player of the Game award. Back to you, Jared.
All right, thank you, Billy. That tonight's Joe Pack Players of the Game award winners, seniors Brandon Campbell and Trigger Niemeyer, kind of anchoring the right side of that offensive line all year. Kind of a question mark coming into this season, and both of those young men doing a phenomenal job blocking tonight. Again, not the result the Leopards wanted, just struggling against a really good La Vega defense. But nonetheless, playing the game, again, the way that Billy played it, and certainly how his friend Joe Pack certainly played the game as a Leopard player as well. So I tell you what, Leopards drop a tough one tonight, 49-7. We'll take one more commercial break, come back, put a wrap on this game and the season. You're watching Lorena Leopard football, powered by Rogue Media.
Can feel impersonal. We still believe in one-on-one personal care. Community Bank and Trust, a legacy of dependability.
Member FDIC.
For more than 70 years, Community Bank and Trust has established a strong legacy of care and trust. Time and technology have changed. Checking and savings accounts haven't gone away. We still provide home loans, business loans, and personal loans. And we also offer state-of-the-art digital banking options. In a world where banking can feel impersonal, we still believe in one-on-one personal care. Community Bank and Trust, a legacy of dependability.
Member FDIC.
It's football season, and we can create your outdoor tailgating spaces that is actually a part of your home. Bifold doors that tie in the inside and the outside, and you can gain anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 square feet living space, all while taking in the big game, poolside. Call us at Gather & Co. Kitchen and Bath, where we can create your unique tailgating space.
Come see us at the Sonic in Lorena, 302 North Frontage Road. Rewards and half-price drinks on the app. Sign up today.
Over your dreams? Look no further than BAM Builders, your trusted local custom home builder. From foundation to finish, BAM brings your vision to life with quality, craftsmanship, and a team that truly cares. It's time to build something amazing right here in Leopard Country. Call 254-716-9987 or visit builtbybam.com to get started. That's builtbybam.com. BAM Builders, built with heart.
Come see us at the Sonic in Lorena, 302 North Frontage Road. Rewards and half-price drinks on the app. Sign up today.
Invites you to save big on their full lineup of new DYM tractors. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a full-time rancher, we offer tractors ranging from 25 to 75 horsepower. Why choose Epperson? They're proud to be the 2024 TYM Dealership of the Year. Come meet their expert team of tractor pros who can help you find the horsepower you need with a deal you'll love. Epperson Tractor Sales and Service, where service is in our name.
Welcome back into Willie Williams Stadium. The final tonight, La Vega 49, Lorena 7. We talked about it at halftime, but now, of course, this postgame show, we are now joined by our engineer, Justin Peebles. Justin, I know you've got the La Vega shirt on because you were the technology director here for the district, and a ton of stuff going on tonight, but certainly Billy and I wanted to take an opportunity to say thank you for all that you do for us each and every Friday night all season long, and just kind of talk about what led you to want to get involved with Leopard football.
Well, I mean, I've been my wife works at the school, so she's been employed there since 2016, and of course my kids go to school there, and so I'm fully invested in everything Lorena, right? So when the opportunity came to help out, my boss here at La Vega told me, hey, go on and go watch the games at Lorena. My daughter's on dance team. My son plays football in junior high. He's an 8th grader. I went over there, and I wanted to be involved in something, and I figured this is a good way to use my skills, get involved in the community, and help out where I can. So that's kind of where I got into this, and I love doing it. And I love football, so it's two things that I love, and I couldn't ask for anything else.
Yeah, his daughter Paige is on the Legacy Dance team.
Yep.
His son Cam is on the 8th grade football team, and then obviously his wife Tony teaches at the elementary now.
Yes,
yeah, but one of Zoe's, my daughter's personal favorites.
Yeah. Well, she's got to be a great person if she puts up with Justin all the time. But I think one of the things, like we talk about this all the time, Billy, how great it is to not to worry about our setup, and we've talked about being sometimes inside, sometimes outside, but no matter what, Justin and Josh always able to troubleshoot whatever needs to happen and get it done.
Yes, my goal is to really let you guys do y'all's job and come commentate on the game and do what you do, and not worry about the technical side of stuff. And that's my goal. So my goal is to make sure stuff's working and set up as best as possible and let you two.
Yeah, I mean, and Justin, one of the things that we didn't actually talk about at halftime was just the post-game help. You are just helping myself get down there and get through the mass of people, and Justin really is the one that kind of lets everyone know, hey, you're going to be interviewed next. And without that, like just finding the parents. And tonight we couldn't do the parents, of course, because La Vega doesn't allow, people on the field. But that is so invaluable for us to have a broadcast to finish like this. And I'm so happy that we caught you here in the press box and kind of put you on the spot, because this isn't something I think you –
Well, I'll tell you this. I do some broadcasts and work on the technical side for some Baylor broadcasts, and nobody is more important than the on-field engineers, both either in the booth or the control room or down on the field. The on-field engineers do the great work, and so you've done that for us all year, and it is just awesome. Like, I never worry about coming to the stadium and worry about are things going to be set up, and if there's any problem, I know we're going to be able to troubleshoot it. So again, from from not only from Billy and I and the rest of our crew, but also for the entire community of Lorena, I think we all want to tell you thank you for just helping us, making sure we get the broadcast on each and every week.
Definitely, I love doing it. I'm here. I'm here to help. I'm here to stay. I'm not going anywhere. So as long as you guys are here to do it and need my help, I'll be here to help.
Oh, and there's also a reason that some of the youth football teams look so good this year too, because Coach Peebles over here has been coaching those groups.
I've been coaching a few years.
Yeah. So
I may not the best coach, but I can push the kids and push their buttons and get them motivated and push and going the right way. So.
Well, certainly you push our buttons in the right way to make sure that we're where we're supposed to be when we're supposed to be there. And again, just a phenomenal job on the field post game, getting everybody lined up. As somebody who's done that before and had to kind of navigate it on my own, it's great knowing that that we have the resource in you to make sure we're going to be where we need to be and when we need to be there.
Perfect. I appreciate it.
All right, Justin. Well, thank you so much. I tell you what, Josh, we'll take one more commercial. We'll come back. Billy and I'll put a final spin on tonight's game and also the season. It's the Aquanauts Custom Pool and Spa post-game show. You're watching Lorena Leopard football.
Epperson Tractors invites you to save big on their full lineup of new DYM tractors. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a full-time rancher, we offer tractors ranging from 25 to 75 horsepower. Why choose Epperson? They're proud to be the 2024 DYM Dealership of the Year. Come meet their expert team of tractor pros who can help you find the horsepower you need with a deal you'll love. Epperson Tractor Sales and Service, where service is in our name.
Hey, Leopard fans, looking to build the home of your dreams? Look no further than BAM Builders, your trusted local custom home builder. From foundation to finish, BAM brings your vision to life with quality, craftsmanship, and a team that truly cares. It's time to build something amazing right here in Leopard Country. Call 254-716-9987 or visit builtbybam.com to get started. That's builtbybam.com. BAM Builders, built with heart, built for you.
Welcome back in. Not just one more segment, maybe a couple of more. We got to get this is the last broadcast of the year. Our camera operator, Zach Beard, on the show. Of course, you're one of the younger brothers of Josh, our producer, and so we were kind of talking here in the break that he kind of recruited you to join this this crew, a sophomore at Baylor University. Kind of talk to us about what it's been like to work high school football this year.
Well, I can tell you.
Keep going.
I wasn't very experienced with it at first, but I got the hang of it really fast, and thanks to all of y'all, I was able to get in the flow and understand how to do everything. And I have knowledge on football, so it was kind of easy to pick up on what I should be filming and looking at, but Lorena football has been fun to watch, and it's been fun to film. Very cool plays. Honestly, every game there's something interesting that happens. So, always got to be there and film it. But yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say this, it's not as easy as people think it is, and you've done a great job at knowing when to zoom in, when to stay wide, and so just a great job making a great broadcast. Billy, got anything?
Not at all. Just thank you. Yeah, thank you for a job well done this year. Again, similar to your older brother, you were kind of thrust into it, and you did a remarkable job. Even when I saw your identical twin and thought it was you at China Spring.
Yep.
So, but no, just a great job, and certainly we hope that you guys are going to be part of this broadcast for a long time as we look to really scale it up, because streaming of high school football has only really gotten a big jump over the last 5 years or so. So certainly there's going to be a lot of opportunities, and we're just certainly appreciative for you and all your hard work. I know sometimes the elements aren't always the best if we're on a roof or kind of stuck somewhere, but again, never complains, just shows up and gets behind the camera and does a great job.
Great job.
All right, well, we'll step aside one more time. When we come back, we'll put a final bow on this one. This is Lorena Leopard football, powered by Rogue Media.
I'm Rusty Robinson with Aquanauts Custom Pool and Spa, where quality and design makes the difference. We specialize in gunite pools, remodels, fiberglass pools. We've got all the selections here in the office between your tile, your coping, your veneer, top of the line equipment, concrete finishes, and anything else that you need. We've got glass tiles, pebble plaster, top of the line travertine coping, and 3cm, 5cm bullnose, anything that you could want on the pool. We're going to come out to the house, do a 3D design, get everything you need so that we can see your house, your pool, in your yard so that we can make any adjustments.
For more than 70 years, Community Bank and Trust has established a strong legacy of care and trust. Time and technology have changed. Checking and savings accounts haven't gone away, We still provide home loans, business loans, and personal loans. And we also offer state-of-the-art digital banking options. In a world where banking can feel impersonal, we still believe in one-on-one personal care. Community Bank and Trust, a legacy of dependability.
Member FD.
Welcome back into Willie Williams Stadium here at La Vega High School. Pirates get the big win and secure the district championship over Lorena tonight, Billy, 49-7. And really kind of from start to finish, we saw that La Vega offense kind of take control early. Lorena offense really struggled.
Yeah, I mean, there's a term that film doesn't lie. They're the champions of this district for a reason. And I think that it's going to, again, I said it earlier in the broadcast, and the playoffs, quirky things can happen, and it's football, but I expect this La Vega team is going to give a lot of teams problems in the playoffs.
Definitely hard to figure out a weakness, certainly on the offensive side of the ball. You look on the defensive side, just big linemen, athletic, fast linebackers, and just a lot of size and height in the secondary, so they could give some teams trouble. Jackson Blancett, not his best game tonight, threw a couple of interceptions. Some struggles. I think just trying to make plays, and that's you want to say if you're going to make a mistake, do it with effort and going as fast as you can. He's always done that, but just struggled. Did throw for 119 yards through the air. Brody DeLeon fighting from the word go until the final whistle. 98 yards rushing. Also had the touchdown catch, so over 100 yards combined. Again, I don't know if there's been a game all year, except maybe when he didn't play and that he didn't go over 100 yards. Just a phenomenal job by that young man all year.
Yeah, I mean, what is there not to say about Brody DeLeon and his effort that we haven't already said? Just, I think there's an old saying: if you could take his heart and put it into all of your players, you would. That kid's all heart, and his little brother has all those same traits too. Yep. Coach and his lovely wife do a good job raising those young men. Jackson Blancett, just what a year, right? Just what a year. Right? We kind of got spoiled to it halfway through the year, and it probably wasn't talked about enough because the games were shootouts and they were exciting games, but in a normal season he would be the main story on almost every program, right? Just his ability to transform this offense, and he didn't do it alone. You have Carson Miller, you have Brody DeLeon, you have Espinosa stepped up, you have Sloan Blackwell stepped up, you have Kyle Coates. You've got a whole trio of I guess a group of people, a leap of Leopards all stepped up. But that really, that ship was driven by number 10 this year, Jackson Blancett. And he played tough and he played gritty and he wasn't perfect, right? But it's just, as a junior, what a season to build on heading into his senior year where he's likely to have most of those weapons back. They will have to replace some key pieces, but what a year all around for those young men on offense. And on defense, there were some outstanding individual performances all year. The defense was continuously trying to find themselves, new scheme, tons of injuries, kind of playing people both ways everywhere, but they found a way to be competitive in almost every game. And, it was just all in all, it didn't end up like we wanted to. To me, this is a team that probably is a playoff team if the ball bounces one or two ways. But nevertheless, it was a treat to cover this high-quality kid we have here.
Yeah, definitely. I echo all of those sentiments. The ball doesn't always bounce the way you want it to, but still got to fight through adversity. Football very much imitates what life is going to be like for these young men as they go forward. Loved hearing about Trigger and Brandon both that they have plans to, both said, yeah, maybe go to college, but work. So they as offensive linemen, they understand work, and then they're going to enjoy doing it. They'll be very successful at it. Yeah, I think Blancett, a great example. We saw him really kind of grow and mature from game one through the end of the season. So he'll be back next year, have a lot of weapons at his disposal. Really look to see him take a huge leap. And if continues to get bigger, faster, stronger, he is definitely going to be a dual threat. One of the better quarterbacks in Central Texas.
Yeah, if you're a youngster at Lorena, why wouldn't you want to play receiver or running back right now? This offense has always been exciting, but you have a signal caller that can get you the ball almost anywhere on the field.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that is going to do it for tonight's game, also for the season. We want to say an extra special thanks to all of our sponsors, Syntex Pawn, Cody Lewis and the group doing a phenomenal job. Also, Jonathan Barrow at BAM Builders and their support of Lorena Leopard football. Yellow Rose Painting doing a phenomenal job coming on board again. They've been faithful supporters of football and basketball for a long time. Epperson Tractor jumping on this year, so thank you very much to them. And then also Aquanauts Custom Pool and Spa. Again, all of them making it possible for us to bring this broadcast to you. So on behalf of all of our broadcasts, we do say thank you to all of our sponsors. We've mentioned everybody as part of the crew. Again, Rick Jesperson doing a phenomenal job as our statistician all year. Clark Brown filling in for a couple of games, doing a good job. We've talked about Zach and Hunter both as the camera operators this year. Obviously, Josh, our producer, Justin, our engineer, just doing, again, phenomenal work that people don't always see. But the fact that we're standing up here able to be relaxed and talk about the game means that they're all doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, I mean, I say it all the time. I think that we just have probably, if not one of the best crews in the business. And calling games is fun with this group, right? It just is. It's fun. Now, we wish the score was different at the end of the broadcast, of course, for the Leopards. But even a game like this, to bring football to such a great community with a team like we have, it's a treat.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's time to put a bow on this football season. Again, basketball starts tomorrow. The men are going up to Joshua for a scrimmage. The ladies begin their regular season on Tuesday, going to Fairfield. But Billy, it seems like we just started yesterday, but the 10 weeks goes by, or 11 weeks goes by so quickly. And of all the people that I had the chance to call games with, I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else but you. Your knowledge of the game and the ability to present it to the viewers and the listeners is unparalleled to anybody here in Central Texas. And so thank you so much for your commitment to Lorena Leopard football and to this broadcast.
Yeah, Jared, thank you for the kind words, sir. And again, I think I have to give you a ton of praise too. Just all the behind the scenes prep work you do, getting keys to the game and getting everything set up and the segments. And without that part of it, I'd probably fly off the handle at some point talking about X's and O's. So just you keeping me focused on, hey, we're getting ready to snap the ball. Maybe let me talk. It's super helpful, Jared. And like I said, I have a blast calling games with you, my friend. It's like we're just kind of watching it in the living room, just talking ball.
Definitely. Well, we want to say an extra special thanks finally to all of you at home across the country, from South Carolina to Chicago to Montana and everywhere in between. Certainly here in Central Texas as well. Thank you for letting us be part of your living room, of your smart device, wherever you can watch the game. It is all because you guys want to see Lorena Leopard football that we're able to do this. But so now it is time to get out of Belle Meade, head back to Lorena, get ready for basketball season, and also look at how we can make this broadcast better for next year, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so for everyone that's been a part of this broadcast, Zach Beard, Josh Beard, our producer, Justin Peoples, our engineer, Rick Jesperson, our statistician, and everyone tuning in, thank you so much. For Billy Rutherford, I am Jared Brown. We say good night from Belle Meade. We'll see you next season.